Sorry, let me turn off the screen share. Uh, okay, there. It's working now. Hey, Kim.
Hey,
Ah, are you in Manila or in the US?
no, Fuzzy.
Oh, really? Okay, cool. You gaming?
Well, not right now.
Are you gaming now? These days?
Last 2 days. No, I haven't actually gamed for years, which really sucks. Mostly because I haven't had people to play with. Um,
Hmm.
so to be honest, for example, virtual tabletops are new to me. I haven't used them before. I mean, I've used things like
Okay, wait,
virtual
sorry, I'm
desktop.
having sorry. Sorry about that. I was having feedback.
Can I
Okay.
just turn off the screen share without burping? It must be a bug in the system.
Ah, okay.
Uh,
Oh, okay. Don't you get to like do you play online?
Are you
Hello,
repeating
hello?
yourself? I'm the down one.
Oh, okay. I was repeating myself because I had YouTube on and it was like repeating everything that just happened.
Is that what, oh, yeah, that's what I'm hearing. Okay, I better turn that off. I got the same thing. I was wondering what that was.
Yeah, yeah.
Righto.
Yeah, I'll put the note. I'll take note of that.
I'm gonna put that back on and
Okay,
just turn the
cool.
system. Uh,
Yeah, okay. It's
Give me a
we have
second.
another
Here
one
we go.
joining us. Okay. Hey Dan, can you hear us? Okay. A lot of static. Okay. Uh, okay. Dan, are you good? Okay. Why is Kim upside down on my screen? Yeah, same here.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I think it's Upper Linux. I think you just have to live with it and I can work it out.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
Did
fine.
you pretend it was deliberate and just
There.
help me?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, Dan, can you hear us? Okay. Yeah. This is like everybody's first time to do Hangouts. It's like a lot of technical difficulties because it's usually uh well, what you call this? Yeah, it's better with noise reducing stuff, but it's okay. Okay. Kim and uh Kim and Dan. Yeah. So like, okay, Dan, I apologize. I'm gonna have to mute you because it's really your static is a lot. There. Sorry. Had to mute Dan.
Okay, so I couldn't hear Dan at all, and I can't see a video with him.
Yeah, yeah. He can chat with us here.
You mean text?
Oh yeah. Type. He can just type.
Oh my god!
Uh,
Is it you typing he can chat with us here, or is that Google transcribing it?
oh no, that's me. I've done this a lot. Like I'd be GMing a game, the player um there'll be lag from the ping and I'd have to like type, "Hey, Toby."
Hey, still at work.
Okay. Ah, yeah, so I tend to transcribe.
So there's four of us
Yep.
with one person inverted.
Yeah, that's Kim.
Hello.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm Australian. That's why I can't invert.
Fitting.
Yeah, I'm still at work, so I decided to peek in.
Yeah. Oh, I can hear the office.
Uh-huh.
Goodness.
Okay. So just uh okay. I'll just I'll can we mute? Can we yeah. Yeah, there. Thanks. Okay, there. Oh, better. I can see you better, Kim. I just need to like turn my head. Sorry, you said you haven't played in a while, right?
Yeah, I'm mostly a GURPS transhuman guy, although I grew up playing
Really?
D&D. Yeah. Hey, look, I
Oh,
used to play first edition. We pirated the all 30 pages.
oh.
I can't
Yeah.
say I
Well,
actually reached all the way to third level.
hmm. I'm
Not with
surprised you
this
weren't.
this one anyway.
I'm surprised you're not playing online because I've been playing with a lot of Australians this year and New Zealanders. They run Traveler regularly and D&D.
Uh huh.
Yeah, there's this guy Mark Knights in Google Plus. Uh, he's very active.
I just don't have much time for gaming. I don't play any computer games as a rule.
That's
Um,
good.
I tend to want to play transhuman space because I'm a transhumanist, and I read a shitload of science fiction, so that's half of the course, really.
Ah, oh, did you just wake up, or are you of a particular shift, or this is just end of the day for you? I,
This is the end of the day.
oh.
My girlfriend was working on the table opposite me. I don't know where she's got to. I was talking to somebody from Philippine atheists, I think, or free thinkers or something.
Yeah.
She's a girl from Paranaque, role player there, and she was saying she's got the same thing. She basically has no internet except for free Facebook internet.
Ah.
All with basically, I don't know how she really plays though, because she's saying her GM is getting them to do virtual desktop. So I don't know.
So that's why you recommended the free FB streaming.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
that was just a random link I clicked on. I haven't checked it out. I'm just thinking that as far as text goes, there's probably a way to live mirror the text and to have them be able to join in a text conversation. It'll take research. I can't do it right now.
Well,
There'll be something.
it's possible to play with just text. It's just takes a lot more imagination.
Well, what are we here for today? Is this a play date or is this see who's here kind of thing or what?
Yeah, it's a see who's here kind of thing. It's the ideal is you introduce yourself and you tell us what's going on with your gaming interests and what you're planning for next year.
Okay, what's going on is my girlfriend's going out shopping. Hang on a sec.
Okay. Um, yeah. No. Um, okay. Anyone?
Well, what else are other people into? I think what I'm into. Basically,
Okay.
I prefer hard science role playing, and I like the GURPS Transhuman Space because it does have a chapter on the Philippines.
Oh yeah, I have that
and
book.
yeah, the Nano Socialist Mindanao, I think, was an interesting one. And I just think
Interesting.
that there's a lot of people who are into that sort of thing. I'm in the various tech groups here, and I think they might get into it as well, into the role playing. It's actually practical modeling. Okay, so it's fun. That won't really do it, but
Yeah, I
like, imagine if everybody in the provinces suddenly went high tech. What would that do to the country? Because that is not far fetched.
it is. It's possible. I've heard about a lot of call this microfinancing in the provinces, and it's I have a cousin who's in microfinancing, and it could happen if a big enough entity would throw money at it.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with that. That's a government policy, but then we're discussing my job.
Ah, okay.
I don't agree with it because most of them are basically charities. Because microfinance is not meant to be a big thing; it's meant to be a small thing. No, I was more like all these people are getting their status symbol HDMI TVs, and because they can't afford a car, and they don't realize they could just plug in a little Android computer in the back of the thing for a fraction of the cost of the TV. And like I was in Marinduque 2 weeks ago, they've
Mhm.
got no electricity. They have brownouts for a few hours a day, but they just got Globe 3G, and so suddenly for no money, they're all going to be online. If they're aware of it, and they're not aware of it. I mean, they're watching low res TV on these big high res monitors. They've got no idea of the capabilities.
Mm,
Anyway,
yeah. We're having like Toby commented about the choppy audio and the stuff. I think it's because of the PLDT versus Globe thing, where PLDT doesn't let you connect to Globe within the island. You have to like what's it called? I forgot that issue called. It has to go outside of the country, then go back in.
oh,
Uh,
seriously.
yeah, it's so. This is why I think I'm currently on a. I'm on a telco. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on a Philcom telco, and it doesn't shake hands well with PLDT. So it's
Play nice.
yeah, I don't
No,
play
I don't
nice.
really get it. No.
Yeah, it's annoying. So yeah, even
Same thing in a government monopoly gets privatized, doesn't play nice. Yeah, same thing.
yeah,
What else? Come on, that's what I'm into. What other people into?
yeah. Let's ask the other guys. Toby or Dan? Dan turned on the drawing thing. Oh, Dan, you need to do like you have to like uh yeah, you'd have to like uh have a camera on. So
That's
if
pretty cool. Is that
yeah.
you, Dan? Drawing, giving him an orange bulbous?
No, that's me.
So you're graffitiing yourself.
Yeah, I can graffiti myself. Great tool for if you're a GM, you know. It's like I am the king.
Who's asking the question? The question is, what are you playing? What do you want to play? Toby.
Yeah, yeah. Toby has a lot going on. Is your mic working?
Oh, I shut the mic earlier, so I'm switching it back on.
Oh yeah, this works.
Okay, can you hear me?
But
Yep,
Toby,
it's
the
clear actually.
thing
Um, okay, what am I playing now? Currently running campaigns is a Houses of the Blooded campaign that's now nearing its second year mark. Um, there's a Dungeon World campaign with a group that hasn't tried it yet. There's there's a Scion game for my group of gay gamers. So that's crazy because they're all doing fabulous stunting.
Hmm.
Um,
are they laughing?
there's the currently on hold but occasionally run Lacuna game, nightmares always. Um, but those are the ongoing stuff. I still am due one last new game for the year because I've committed myself to learning 12 new games every year, and that most likely will be this weekend. I'm still undecided if it will be um, Sorcerer, Ron Edwards, or something else. I'm not quite sure yet.
Dungeon Fantasy.
You're not sure.
Dungeon. Is that Dungeon Fantasy?
Sorry, I can't hear the question.
Sorry, sorry. That was Dungeon. You're running Dungeon Fantasy Lacuna. Sorry.
Dungeon World,
Dungeon World,
House, Houses of the Blooded, Lacuna, Scion. Oh, and Orpheus. Yeah, I have an ongoing Orpheus game.
Scion, and Orpheus. Or Scion is the one that's by White
White
Wolf.
Wolf.
Yeah, yeah, that's the Scion of Gods or something, right?
Yep. The modern day Exalted.
Ah, okay, yeah, yeah. Wow, that's a lot.
Is it a one
Yeah,
player
which is
game?
why my partner helps schedule games using Facebook. People tend to reserve slots a month ahead of time.
Call this. Tim, you had a question?
Is Scion a World of Darkness?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was asking if it's a World of Darkness thing.
Well, it's by White Wolf, but officially it's not part of the World of Darkness. Officially, it has its own universe. Sort of like how there's the Trinityverse with Aeon, Adventure, and Aberrant. Scion was supposed to be its own line.
Oh, okay. Dan, do you have any questions? Okay. I have some questions. Uh, okay, nothing. Wait, Toby, you're in Makati right now, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Toby you run your games in Cubao or mostly in Cubao?
Well, typically in Cubao, because that's where I live.
Mm.
And admittedly, given my weird schedules, it's easier to run games at home since I don't have to rush off somewhere else.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um, the Houses of the Blooded game, though, that happens every Sunday, is either at Makati or at SGV, SVG. I forgot what it's called. That subdivision near Katipunan.
Ah, not La Vista. Not La Vista.
Something like that. But yeah. So depending on the group of players, it's either at home or at their place.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You still have any open slots there?
For which one?
Yeah, which one has an open slot?
uh, Okay, Rocky's the one who keeps track.
It's in tag sessions, right? It's in tag sessions.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
I'll
okay,
just
here.
post
Yeah,
a link.
yeah, I'm looking at it now. So, um, December 20 currently has BJ, Fabs, Fabs' girlfriend, and Rocky. And it's most likely a fate game. We're most likely playing um, what was it called? Either something.
Can I post the link to tag sessions here?
Yeah, sure, sure.
Yeah, it'll be part of the notes.
Wait, I'll be right back. Work calls.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. You know, Kim, he's nearby. Well, relatively Cubao,
Yeah, kind of.
kinda. Although I'm thinking, how would you get there? You still have to go through EDSA.
Yeah,
That's
I'm actually in
that's shit.
Palenque. I'm on the border of Piggy. But yeah, no, that's closer than most places in Manila.
Hmm. Is your schedule game mobile? As in, it's predictable enough to game with, or it's really not?
Yeah, absolutely. Except I have the habit of spending half my time in Australia and half my time in Manila. So
Oh, okay.
when I'm here, I'm on flexi time. So
Oh, okay. Oh, so it's yeah. There's like, where in Australia is it the one that's 2 hours, 2 hours difference, or Perth, where it's just like the same?
yeah, no, basically about 95% of the population are 2 hours different. They're on the east coast. So yeah, I'm on the
Oh,
east coast. Perth is west coast.
okay. So Perth is a really small part of Australia.
It's
Okay.
not a big city, it's a small city. And when I say west coast, there's nothing in between except for desert and Adelaide. But that's it. Yeah,
Okay. That explains a lot. I had a
Adelaide is
yeah.
what, an hour and a half distance.
Yeah, that's hard to calculate. An hour and a half. I I had a GM that was in Perth, and he ran GURPS, Dungeon Fantasy. Uh, the only reason I got to play, one of the main reasons, because he's Perth. His hours were very easy.
Yeah.
So it's okay. Ah, if you were to play again, I assume sci-fi, fantasy, sci-fi.
Yeah. I mean, it's like what's on TV. I've just started watching The Librarians, and I'm like, well, it's because there's no good science fiction on, So I'll watch fantasy, I'll play fantasy, but I really prefer science fiction. And even then, I don't. I broke up with a girlfriend once because she was into science fantasy, and in the end, I couldn't hack it.
I actually I these days I play more modern to sci-fi or historical. Actually, I don't do fantasy, which is like a, bu- uh, a buzzkill to a lot of players.
Yeah, because I used to play Dungeons and Dragons a lot. In the end, I couldn't get past. I just started finding the alignment system offensive. The concept of evil. It's like, who needs the concept of evil? There's plenty of assholes out there. Concept of being an asshole's enough.
Yeah, but there's assholes who are ultimately serving a higher purpose, a culture. I mean, there are assholes who help more people, and there's assholes who just help themselves.
Yes. Of course, in Dungeons and Dragons is a lawful evil versus neutral evil.
Yeah. Or, you know what I mean?
Like the whole Asian thing. I was having a look at on TV tropes. They've got a big transhuman space section, just about the weird memes and ideas that crop up in weird cults and that sort of stuff. I love that stuff.
Uh, Toby had a comment about the asshole thing. Everyone is an asshole, just as everyone is a dick, but sometimes some dicks fit perfectly with certain assholes. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah. Which one am I?
Yeah, but some dicks don't use lube.
Yeah. Uh, so like, yeah. Um, Uh, are you planning to game? Wait, since you stay like 50-50 between Australia and the Philippines, have you tried running at least some one shots? Trying set one. Uh, there's several
I'd like to.
Eclipse Phase and other RPGs that are kind of like easy to prep, sci-fi.
Hmm.
Have you heard of Eclipse Phase? I think.
No, I haven't. No.
Well, actually, I've barely read it. I've read more Transhuman Space than I finished the Transhuman Space book, but I haven't read Eclipse Phase very much. So yeah, I'm better off talking about the Transhuman Space. Yeah, so why not just run a? Oh wait, you're gonna use GURPS if you ever run a game?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Some of them they get into um, the superhuman stuff, like the tech levels are a bit high. In fact, I think it was Eclipse Phase. I'm just looking at the page now, and I was thinking like, as soon as they have psionics, I'm like, yeah, no.
Nah. mm.
And
So
Master Psionics is what's her name from Firefly? She counts. They're witch.
well, yeah,
Explain that.
yeah. If it's like what do you think of Ghost in the Shell? Kind of uh,
Yeah, yeah,
transhumanist show.
it's good. A little boring, but it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, and there are some. Yeah, I admit there are some weaknesses in the storytelling. Uh, but yeah, it's there are some capabilities that are
I watched
almost
the episode and I
telepathy.
watched the movie.
Yeah,
Huh?
can you repeat your the last thing you said? Oh yeah, Firefly.
I watched the episodes and then the movie's slightly condensed version. I love the music. Love the music. Um, I don't know what my thing is with that really. I mean, I'm more into Cowboy Bebop and Ed. I'm very keen on Ed. Ed was cool.
And this
And
was he psionic? He's just a
no,
tech.
no. This is a 10-year-old computer hacker.
Yeah, yeah. Ed was just a hacker. I was just a genius, and so is Ein,
Yeah,
the dog.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
The dog. Yeah, well, genius for a dog. But yeah.
yeah, genius as well. Yeah, yeah. Bubblegum Crisis. But when you talk about Bubblegum Crisis, I'm thinking, man, the guy has to be at least 25. Or sorry, no, not 25. No, he has to be at least 30 to know that. To
I like
appreciate
bubblegum.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean like I have to
It's a
admit,
Japanese
yeah.
animism where things have spirits, and so nano. It's a very small step to saying that something has become possessed by nanotech when actually it's just the spirit of the thing. So often their science is a cover for more spirituality, which is the same with psionics.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. It's call it because it's depends where you come from. What if spirituality is a bad word? Uh,
okay,
yeah.
who's the other one? Who's that? The wasn't a fan of Akira, but for that reason,
Ah,
but it's ultimately it's really just magic has come back into the world. Evangelion, Galleon. How do you pronounce that? Same thing.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
Evangelion is, yeah. You're talking about everybody here that's at least 30 years old.
it's not science. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh God, huh? Yeah. Evangelion is, yeah, Japanese sci-fi is kind of very, very different. And
For
Japan,
teenagers. I mean, let's be honest.
yeah, it's more for teenagers. And it, yeah, the mecha genre of, and yeah, actually, the first when I first watched Evangelion after the wonder of being a high schooler watching it faded, it didn't make sense at all. It was the He's not a hero, not just a hero. He's a good example of what to be a terrible teenager.
Yeah. But I think it'd make more sense if you were Japanese because it does. It's like it's got all
Yeah,
these religious references that we just don't get.
yeah. There's that. I'm familiar with this thing about Japan's spirituality, and they're very spiritual. This and their science, their love for science, kind of like tends to be a very strong cognitive dissonance in their art, in their medium. Like they can be very, very like
I'd even question if it's a love for science or a love for robots. Because again, they can imbue robots with what's it called?
uh,
Anthropocentrism. Imbue them with human properties. They have no problem with that because they imbue everything with human properties. It's like
yeah, yeah,
we take human properties away from things. So we say that animals don't have souls, and animals don't have emotions, and animals don't have ethics. Whereas lots of studies now are showing that they definitely have emotions, they definitely have consciousness, not as advanced as ours, and they have ethics to some extent.
yeah. It's
But
not a bad
we
thing actually.
deny them of that, which is kind of the opposite of what Japan does. So, hmm.
Actually, actually, like the thing about it, like when I play sci-fi games, I like dealing with these kinds of topics. Especially if it's like transhuman um, stuff, but um, it it's hard to find an audience for something like this. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's humanism. It talks about humanism, and it's in the Philippines. It's really hard to find an audience. Online, maybe you have a good chance of finding an audience for it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the things I was wondering about. I really shouldn't be asking it a role. Are there any good science fiction groups here?
Nah, actually, in the Philippines, it's really, really. There was one science fiction writer that got published, but he
I
got
mean, is there a
more.
club or anything?
Yeah, there was one. He's again transhumanist theme, but the only people who kind of noticed were in the World War II airsoft group I participate in because there are a bunch of historians. So yeah, so you won't find that kind, or maybe the free some people who are free thinking groups. Toby gave a link. So as that there's a yeah there used to be an active sci-fi group here in the Philippines.
Write down that link again. I do. Okay, sci-fi Philippines.
Yeah, so sci-fi as a genre here in the Philippines is not very popular. I mean, I know one guy that only play sci-fi when I was growing up, sci-fi or nothing, and that was weird. I mean, growing up, that was weird for me because at that time I was like, fantasy and magic and stuff. But later on, it's like, oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah, well, in the end, you just don't have time for everything, and you kind of got to specialize.
Ah, okay. Yeah, there was a lot of debate or energetic discussion. Yeah, Dan saying sci-fi here, I think it's in line with mecha genre, where or genre. I don't know how to pronounce it. If we're talking about popular, yeah, yeah, it's really not a it's not really a popular thing. Oh shoot, sorry, I'll be back. My wife just made a missed call. Uh, wait, give me a minute. Give me less than a minute.
Hang on, I'll start reading this text.
Sorry, sorry about that. Yeah, that's true. It's um I've experienced it where people like this happens a lot in GURPS forums where um yeah the real since people talk about reality more, they debate reality more. They get like, I don't believe that, I won't run with it. That can't be. And the game stops. It's like, ah.
I actually, oh, that's pretty sucky. Well, you can't do that in the middle of a game. That's a bit cheeky.
Yeah,
But
I had a fantasy game wherein I I ran a fantasy game because that was what had an audience. But normally I'm a sci-fi modern setting guy. So I had a player argue about the realism of vampires to me. Shoot, that was so mentally exhausting because I tried to manage his expectations, but in the end, it's like thankfully he just left the game instead of like having an argument.
alright, I was just reading a TV trope. I just read what you said, Toby, and yeah, I'm definitely a hard SF guy. In fact, there's a new form of hard SF. I forgot what it's called, where it never gets out of the solar system. Because they're always confined by the speed of light, and it's so much a thing that they're calling it another genre. Um, anyway, yes, the zombie meme. Um, uh, what if your brain has been killed, but your mind has been backed up, so you're then restored into a computer that sits on your brainstem. So you have your organic body with a computer mind. That Traveler 2300, they got to do that as well. And I've got a friend of mine who's adamant that a computer could never be conscious. And I'm like, well, what if it's a bloody good imitation? What's the difference? Which, of course, is Turing's thing. But you can actually run a lot of these things, like zombie things, saying, well, what if it was real? And we can throw in a bit of tech that makes sense, and it may well become an issue.
Right? That's like a
Jovian Chronicle. Yeah,
yeah.
this sort of stuff is
Actually,
interesting.
yeah. Yeah. Uh, um, I have call this. Yeah, I had forgot what I was gonna say. Jovian Chronicle has something like that. Is that what you said? Jovian Chronicle has virtualized humans? My sentience?
Yeah,
Ah, yeah, that.
I mean it's pretty. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I just remembered that GURPS has rules regarding that, but my God, uh, I did a breakdown of GURPS Ultratech. I made like a say guide to GURPS Ultratech, and it was very research intensive to string all the points if you wanted to make like certain hard sci-fi genres. And I mean the preparation barrier, it's like the information barrier, the complexities, uh, and then you got players who
I think
just give you a hard time after.
yeah. Hey, look, I'll put up the standard for one of the TV tropes is nick them all off somewhere else. There seems to be a standard list of tropes in Google Plus. Uh,
You can like, I think I did. Okay, there. And yeah, the Hangout.
could just have one of these tropes at a time, and then when people are used to it, and the GM has time, like bring in another one, and then bring in another one. It's yeah. Each one is world changing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's I guess it'd be easier if you like break it down to smaller ones. But there's really a lot of management of expectations, I guess, when it comes to, well, actually it's true in all games anyway. When it comes to these kinds of genre thing. How come I can't share my screen properly? Uh, wait. Okay. Wait. I'm just closing some windows because it's interfering with what we're doing here. Okay.
Yeah, this Guardian Chronicles looks very like transhuman space.
But it has mecha.
Yeah, yeah. I think I'm Mecha.
Actually, I mean, yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I'm much a fan of mecha as the next guy. Although a lot of my wargaming friends are like, that's so impractical, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah, and even when it is there, it'll just be one thing amongst many.
It's always something to be arguing about. I guess that's one of the other more. That's like having people who just like to argue.
Yeah, I'm just looking at some of these
Yeah.
things here. Uplifting animals, biological androids, which are also zombies, attack drones. I love the whole idea of free cities, and having countries break up and having city states again, because that gives you so much possibility. What each city can be like in Snow Crash, for
Mm.
example.
Uh.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, go on.
Toby was like pointing out like you really have to establish a narrative in the genre before the game starts, and that's like one of the like um it really calls for good social skills, good quality.
Or everybody's read the same book. So
Yeah, ideally.
yeah,
Oh wait, give me a
brain
sec.
loading.
I'm just gonna open the door for my wife. Okay.
Oh, I'd love to do the whole data copy thing. Hang on, let me click YouTube future written by.
Okay, there. Sorry. Yeah. So, if you were to run a game next year, what would you run?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I agree. Well, did you meet any of the other Philippine gamers here?
No, I noticed there's a tabletop gaming group in Makati now, me correctly, but I think they're just board games, like 1 hour games, that sort of thing.
Mm. Oh, you were able to visit the gaming cafes like I can't just say one, I have to say all of them. And they didn't fill up the.
I thought there was only one.
No, there's a lot. There's like, uh, God, this is like that. I put a thread there for them to post, and like, it's pinned to the front of the page, and they're free to like put their advertising there just so that it's easier for us gamers to find them out. Anyway, there's like Dragon's Forge, Ludo, Gamer Cafe, Gaming Library, um, Appraisery, a lot more. And if I didn't mention you, it's because yeah, Toby's Gaming Cafe puzzles. Yeah, yeah. There's Toby's Gaming Cafe is the best of all of them. Oh yeah, and, oh is that Burger Place in QC? That's not Toby's. Oh, I thought it was yours. Because if you had a gaming cafe, Toby, I bet it's the best. Honestly, because if you see how many people game under him, um, that that cafe would be full. Sorry, this is my LAN cable. Ah,
Toby can't hear me. Maybe there's somewhere I can turn my
okay.
microphone up here.
You were saying, Kim?
Toby can't hear me. Hang on.
Yeah, he can't. I'll wait. Uh, I tried. I maxed out his volume.
Okay, is my volume been maxed out now? I'll just turn my microphone up.
Okay, can you hear him now? Hmm. I wonder why you're. Oh, you have to drive home soon. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, it's fine. Yeah. Well, uh, Dan had to leave too, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, sure. I think, but wouldn't that be like, well, hopefully traffic doesn't slow you down. Okay, Dan's back on. Dan, are you using your phone?
Hmm.
Uh, well, Toby, you better keep safe. Oh, okay, it's a computer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, you would play. Yeah, yeah. It takes some prep. It really does. Dan was saying he's like having some problems with his laptop. Yeah. For the record, it really does take some prep to do these things. It's not something you can just jump into, sadly. Uh, if over the course of the year, as Google kept updating Hangouts, there were a lot of problems. And then recently, I just discovered about uh, the the ISP war we have here in the Philippines with PLDT versus Globe. Sorry, PLDT versus everybody else, or PLDT and Globe or something. Yeah. Okay. Take care, Toby. Safe trip. Yeah. Yeah.
You too.
Shoot. Yeah. If you ever get a chance to play under Toby, I highly recommend it, Kim.
Where can we get a list of these gaming cafes? And are there any gaming conventions here?
Okay.
Like
Okay.
RPG conventions?
Um, there are, what's his name? Who's that guy who keeps hosting gaming events? Mark Humphreys. Yeah. Mark Humphreys regularly uh, hosts gaming events. Okay. So wait. Okay. Sharing the Google Docs, which has the notes, and uh, okay, wait, screen share. Okay, there. So yeah. There's Ludo gaming cafe, a gaming bar or something, cafe, restaurant. I don't know. And then call this. Sorry, places to play. Play Ludo. Dragon Forge is in Katipunan. In Katipunan. There's a lot actually. Appraisery is a board game place, but there's a lot of games.
You know, you can give us editing, right? Not that I need it, because I don't have much to contribute.
Yeah, you can anyone can
No,
edit.
anyone can view. You haven't said it, anyone can edit.
How do I set it that anyone can edit? Let me fix that.
Share, share docs.
Anyone
Anyone
can.
can view, anyone can comment, anyone can edit.
How's that? Can you edit now? Anyone with the link can edit. Okay, I'll give you this link then.
Okay.
That should help.
Actually, it says
Oh yeah,
link
Makati
from.
B&B. Yeah, that's another one.
Oh,
Yeah, I was like, this is it's their job to promote their stores and they're like not posting. Yeah, and I'm recording this saying that I'm griping that the stores that promote on Philippine Tabletop are not promoting themselves. Yeah, I already have like three people seeing it and then more people are gonna see it. Yeah. Please promote on Philippine Tabletops. Put your stuff there. Mon Makutai already put his stuff there. I hope the other shop owners promote their stuff. Because I cannot spell your stuff. Your store.
yeah, and they've probably got links to pages. They'll have. Oh, what's this stuff?
Yeah,
Probably got links
Makati.
to
Yeah, it's like
the links to their social pages.
yeah, they all have social pages. Like I cannot honestly, as the moderator, I cannot really promote one over the other because I mean, if I start typing, yeah, it
Yeah,
it
but
might,
you can promote everything you can remember. If you can't remember it, it's their fault for not promoting it.
yeah, yeah, okay, there. See, someone's justifying my inability to remember you all. So, there's a lot. I've actually like, it's the opposite of what happened in the U.S. where, and also in Australia, from some of my Australian friends told me like the your friendly neighborhood gaming store,
Hmm.
there was a decline for a while. In the Philippines, it's like exploded in 2 years. So yeah, there's so many open. Sorry, not 2 years. Since 2011, there was a lot that opened.
I
Yeah,
haven't looked at it for 4 years, so I mean that would explain it.
yeah, and it's funny because they all kind of just showed up almost the same time. This year there were like five that were very active in the many gaming related uh, groups in Facebook, and uh, it was just so weird. It's like they all just sprouted.
They
Uh,
didn't use suspense. What five?
yeah.
See, this is it. There should just be one link. You say, here you go, have a look.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. I mean, like it's actually like fun to think about it. Why is there more gaming now? What's the demographic forces that shifted that created more gaming? And well, I'm inclined to say it has something to do with BPOs bringing more bringing more jobs into the country. Oh, Comic. Yeah, I'm looking at the list that Dan wrote. Thanks, Dan.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
there's a lot. Um, yeah, and there are some places that are free. Or they're not free. There are some places that make good venues for these that showed up. One of them is open. What's its name? Sorry, I closed my Facebook account. So like, I'll write it down in the notes. There are a lot of um, kind of open spaces that are out for rent that are good, that are cheap enough so that you can hold RPG events, gaming events nowadays. Hello, hi Gino, are you there? Can you hear us?
Hello?
Okay, cool.
Hello?
You're okay. Are you on a phone? Are you on? What are you on? Laptop?
Yeah. Hello? Testing. Hello?
Oh yeah, you're coming in clear. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
you.
Okay, okay. Can you see us?
Uh, I think so. There's
Oh,
one guy on the
yeah.
counter,
Okay.
on the screen.
Okay.
There.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. So Gino, can you introduce yourself?
Uh, I'm, I'm bad with these kinds of things.
Okay. Okay. Just
Uh,
tell us what you're gaming. If you feel self-conscious about that.
I run D&D 3.5 Pathfinder, 4th Ed, and 40k RPGs mostly.
What area?
Paranaque. Makati
Oh.
and Paranaque.
Ah, yeah. Yeah,
Oh, nice.
I met a friend of yours recently. One of your gamers, girl about 20 years ago, I think.
What
Joji
else?
Tionko? No. Paranaque Gamers.
Let me have a
Oh
look.
yeah, I also run on Roll20. Yeah,
Oh, you run. Oh,
my
cool.
40K group is on Roll20 because most of my friends moved to Canada. So
Okay.
three brothers, all in Canada, and they were like my main group, like my neighbors. So we had to shift online to continue our old sessions.
Is that is there a Ricky Santos among those? No. From
No, no,
Southridge? No.
it's all
Okay.
Felipe, all three Felipe brothers.
Felipe Brothers. LaSalle Zobel?
No,
No.
Don Bosco High School,
Don
and
Bosco High
then
School. Okay. It's usually a small enough town that's like, oh, gamers like know each other. Like, oh, I had a friend that's a Warhammer gamer that moved to Canada as well, and he comes
uh,
from the south. So I was thinking, okay, there could be. It's not that a big gamer community.
I mean it's a small world.
Yeah, yeah. Is this You have a camera? No.
Yeah, but it's kind of bad. Like my net is not that good, so
Yeah,
even
yeah.
with
That's good. That's good. That's good. Cause like I set my bandwidth to like low. It makes it come out clearer actually. Uh, okay. So yeah. Oh, okay. Dan.
Magnai Meyer Viz. Who the hell is that? He's one of your players, I think.
Ah, did you hear that, Gino?
no, sorry, what? Oh, there's a
Yeah,
chat.
yeah. I just pasted a link in.
That's one of the players.
Yeah, she's saying she's one of those. She's only got Facebook net, so she can't join in.
Okay. Okay. No wonder. Definitely, I don't know your group because we're like, I'm old. I'm too old to know your group.
They're in the
Hey, yeah.
South Taranaki. I used to live there.
Hey, Matthew. Oh,
What's
Okay,
up?
Matthew joined us. He's way where again? What province are you in right now?
Bataan.
Bataan, yeah, that's far. I played with Matthew. Matthew, can you introduce yourself to these guys and like what you're running, what you're playing right now?
Yeah, my name's Matthew. I'm playing, well, practicing D&D 5e, and well, I just got off a game of Numenera.
Ah, nice.
Have you
Is
guys
that
heard
Mark?
about that?
Is that Mark Knight's Numenera?
Yeah.
Oh, you're part of Mark Knight's group. That's an Australian GM. Kim. Kim's also Australian.
We just got off. We did this one-shot game of Numenera.
Nice. You know Mark. He's my GM in Traveler.
Okay. We have we play 13 age,
Oh, okay.
so that's where I met him, and then
You're coming out clear. What's your provider? Just curious.
PLDT.
Oh, okay. Yeah. PLDT. That's okay. I must be on a subcontractor. I don't know if Philcom's getting their internet from which major provider. Anyway,
It's not which you plugged into. But
yeah, yeah. Really guessing which one. Okay, there's Gino, Dan. Did you get your speakers to work? You wanna try, or it's like
yeah,
really
yeah.
broken?
We got an issue, Matthew, with Dan. You might have to type if you want him to know what we're saying. Like you
Yeah, I
and
have to
me.
chat.
It ain't much different.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, Dan, what are you playing? Forgot.
You know, he can hear you, Justin.
He can't. Oh yeah, he can. But like I just yeah. Okay, let me go back to the notes. Where's the notes? Huh.
If you're wondering why I'm upside down, Matthew, it's because I'm Australian.
Yeah, he's getting his internet from Australia.
No, I'm
So-
not. It's just it's a bug. It's a bug. I don't know. I'm running Puppy Linux, which is made in Perth, but don't mean to change my camera upside down. So now I'm really down under.
yeah, it's just weird. Yeah. Okay, Dan's telling us he's
Oh,
playing.
3.5. He's not one of these 4 and 5 people.
Oh yeah, it's probably my
I don't like
age.
it.
Modern New World of Darkness.
I don't even know what New World of Darkness is. I'm so out of touch.
Ah, World of Darkness is White Wolf. New World of Darkness is
Sorry, 5E as well. That's cool.
yeah, 5e. Oh, okay.
I tried D20 before. I mean D20 modern.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, how do you find it, Matthew?
Uh, it was okay.
Okay.
We should like to what we're into because see now Matthew doesn't know uh, what else other people are into. I'm into transhuman space.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah,
your hard science fiction. I'd play Traveller.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. You can introduce yourselves again. Like, well, Gino is playing. Sorry.
But
Uh,
give him the link and he can type it on your Google Doc.
yeah, yeah. You're right. Ooh, okay. That's weird. I can't share screen it.
Well, he wouldn't be able to type on the share screen anyway, would he?
Uh,
So if you open that, it's got public editing rights. You can put who you are and what you're into. Although we really should just be cutting and pasting. And my
yeah.
cat's done it too. And it's going to preview and take over the whole column.
Kim, Toby. Oh yeah, there. There's Kim, Toby, Matthew, Gino, Matthew. Yeah, like that. Okay, so there. It's nice. You can see everybody's cursor. What else? Comic Quest Philippines currently holding D&D Adventures League. Oh, I didn't know Comic Quest started running D&D games. That's new. Makati or the B&B Gaming Cafe, Gaming Library. Uh, Being promoted by Jay Anyong. Uh, okay.
Is
Yeah,
that
there.
here in the Philippines?
These are all in Manila. Dragon Forge is in Katipunan. Appraisery is in Connecticut. No, I used to live there. It's in Green Hills. Makati
Um,
PNB is
there's this one hobby shop, I think, in SM.
SM.
Uh, I don't know if it's north or
Anonymous
I
arranged
forget, but I don't know if that is Comic Quest or something.
Ah. Pasay Road. Okay. That's back over there near South Expressway. Oh, okay. Racery has board games and stuff. Ludo Gaming Cafe is in near Channel 7, across Channel 7.
Hmm.
So it's near Tamos Morato. Dragon Forge is like across Ateneo. The Bracery is in Green Hills in something something. I haven't been to all of them. I've only
I
read
th
about them.
Yeah, I think I saw the one Green Hills. They like sell board games and stuff.
Yeah, the Fortress that I've been to. It's
I forget their names, but I can still remember.
yeah, I think second floor.
Yeah, second floor of I don't know
Near
what building.
yeah, Fortress is pretty cool. Gaming Library has two. It has a San Juan and it has a Makati.
So these are basically shops with gaming rooms, are they?
Yeah, these shops try to promote their games and so they try to let people play in it. Um, they make space for gamers. That's what's new. Actually, before they'd love to get rid of us as soon as possible. I mean, other shops. But now they're like, hey, stay and run your game. Show these people how you play. Act all weird.
Now I know there's a gay RPG group. I was
Yeah, yeah.
hoping you and live
Toby's.
action.
Oh yeah. I'm trying. Oh, well, we're trying to have some LARPs going on here. I found a nice place that is accommodating to LARPers or LARP people who would want to LARP. The reason is because it's an airsoft site, so it's to them it's a bunch of weirdos. It's the same thing, same kind of weirdos. Yeah. So, but this time they don't have guns, which is actually good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, Anybody here interested in LARPing?
I I would try it.
I'd try it too. I'd try it. I don't know if I'd be into it, but
My airsoft team is they're all former gamers. They're all former tabletop gamers. They don't have time to play, but they're all very accommodating to tabletop gamers who would want to try LARPing with them. We need the civilians to protect. You can imagine, we'll protect you guys.
it's a little don't have guns. It just sounds a little scary to me here.
It can be. You'd have to still wear masks and stuff, but we have a scenario where there's this nice place to play called um, Alpadi Estate in Antipolo. It's on a mountainside. It's a sloping for jungle terrain, but it's a huge property with multiple houses. Like it's its own village, and only like two of the houses or three of the houses are occupied. It's usually for retreats, and there's a large airsoft site there, and basically there's a village so people can like um pretend. You can have a village-based scenario, and and you can have like combat scenarios around it. So if people leave the safety zone of the village, they'll enter a combat zone. Uh,
Do you how do you guys make the weapons and stuff?
uh, Airsoft is just, you can buy it. A cheap gun is like 5,000 pesos. Uh, it we play by honesty system. If you get hit, you're out, you're dead. Uh,
Hmm.
but it's really
That's
hard to
very
hit somebody. Yeah, Kim, you saying?
um um um. Hang on. There's
Don't be
noise going
shy.
on. No, I play with padded swords and the like.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
Any Jugger players here?
Yeah, I have my padded sticks here also. I mean, LARP uses that. My brother runs a LARP in Jersey, and I used to play with him. I played with him a couple of LARP games. It was really good. It's just that at that time there was no place to play in the Philippines that way without. There was really no way to play like a LARP in the Philippines where you can run around in costume, uh, hitting each other with padded sticks.
You
So.
can play anywhere. We used to play in the public parks, and the police kind of freaked out, and then they used to watch us, and then we got a police team. We actually had a team of police play. The only thing which is really difficult is we're also incredibly unfit. So police walked all over us. That's the only real problem.
my my brother is call this a competitive Kali martial artist, and
Oh well.
he didn't tell any of his friends that when he got into LARPing. Uh,
Is
so
there
yeah.
It's like rolling d20s. Always 20.
Yeah, that's yeah.
I would love
But
to
yeah,
see that for two sports. That'd
yeah,
be
I'd love to LARP even if it's not without any weapons and stuff. Just it's like a physical RPG game where it's like one of those. One of those games where you can't, you're very limited physically, and you just have to like talk your way through problems. Yeah, Dan said he'd try it else too. Gino, are you still there?
Mic test. Mic test.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, comment.
Yeah, I can hear Gino.
There.
Yeah.
I think it stopped working at one point.
Yeah.
Uh,
But Kim's mic, I can't hear his.
Yeah, it's really weak. I had to like max out his volume in the control room, but I don't know if it's just
no. I could fix that. I didn't realize that. Give me a second.
his camera is also upside down on me.
I don't know
Kim's.
why.
I can fix
Actually, I don't know why.
that's me. That's
Yeah,
me.
he's upside down.
Is he the one from Australia? That
Yeah,
would
yeah.
explain.
Yeah, I'm Australian.
He's staying in he's in the Philippines now. Like
Oh,
I'm trying to get him to
Or
play.
real Australian cam, like
Yeah,
down under, literally.
yeah, it is. Yeah,
I'm turning on the microphone boost when it listens to me.
yeah, yeah. I played with Matthew online, and yeah, we learned that um, noise canceling headsets and mics help with the experience. But once you have a taste of online gaming and how convenient it is, it's like, holy crap! I never have to go through Manila traffic. Uh, you can be very creative, believe me. You can be very creative with just this. Like,
Can you hear me with a hell of a lot of static?
yeah, I can hear you actually.
You can
You're
hear me?
clearer now actually. Are you closer to your laptop mic?
No, I just turned the microphone boost up.
Okay, okay.
Hang on,
There's a.
another one. Another microphone boost. How many microphone boosts? Whoa! Okay, that's
Okay,
better.
okay.
Hang on, there we go.
That helped. That
Let's
helped a
turn
lot.
the other one. Turn up the other one.
Okay,
Isn't
why?
that
Yeah,
funny? Just like, only
it's
now I
fine.
have an echo.
That's okay. That's okay. The headphones are there so that there won't be any feedback, like
Alright, I'm gonna
me
do this
hearing
real
my
fast.
voice in the other
Hang
side.
on.
Yeah. Okay, it's okay. He's getting his mic. Uh, how's the
Well,
Numenera
is he
game?
using the microphone on his laptop, the
Yeah,
built-in
yeah,
one?
yeah. The basic one. How's the Numenera game? And how's Mark?
He's
Okay, I'm
what
on
he is.
headphones.
um, Numenera is kind of like Pathfinder, I guess.
Oh, okay, okay.
Ooh.
But Mark is a Mark is a tough GM, which is good. I mean, as a compliment, he knows how to make it hard, and he doesn't mind TPKing the group.
I know.
You're trying to
The
say he's
one
humble,
running
aren't you?
Sunday 5E at BNB.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, and he gives you bonuses too for actually describing your attack. Like instead of I hit him with my sword, I hit him with my sword with a circle slash. Gives you bonuses.
Oh, okay, that's nice. That's good.
Now, a friend of mine, what my old Friday session moved to the Sunday session for Mark because it's hard to actually schedule, especially in Makati with the traffic and everything. So he moved to the Sunday sessions with Mark, and then that's how he explained how Mark did things. Like if
Ah.
somebody just goes, I attack him with my sword, roll this. If you go, I attack him with my sword with a circle slash or overhead slash or any basic description grants you further bonuses.
This is Mark.
I'm not sure if we're talking about the same Mark. I asked Mark Reyes, Mark Pozon Reyes.
Yeah,
I'm not
Mark
sure.
Olson Reyes. Yeah. It's okay. Actually, I wanted to know that too. Matthew was just playing with Mark Knight, an Australian GM. But actually, I wanted to know anyway about Mark Puzon. He was supposed to join us, I think.
I haven't met him personally. I mean, I know of him because of the Facebook group, but haven't met him in person actually.
Ah, you haven't, but you play with him online.
No, no, the discussion, the Facebook Philippine RPG group.
Ah, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, actually, I wanted to check it out. He's running a bunch of Fate games, and Kim, he's running sci-fi. He's
Ooh.
running Cthulhu-esque transhumanist thing. It's in his
Ooh.
latest post. Actually, the only time I'm okay with supernatural is when it's Cthulhu, when it's madness.
Yeah, I got to agree with that. Every time I play Cthulhu, I keep thinking I should not be enjoying this, and every time I get scared, and I'm like, what? Yo, how did they do that?
Yeah, I love disempowerment fantasy games. Yeah, yeah, it's a how about you guys? Um, Yeah. Sorry. You guys, what's going on with you guys? Uh, Gino, I haven't heard much from you, and Dan as
Yeah.
well.
I missed the chance to speak. I thought my mic was broken. But on the topic of online RP, it's a great tool, especially if you don't have the minis or map tiles or whatever for real
Yeah.
life. So you can,
Yeah, and if
for
you're far
example,
away.
with my Only War group, the 40k RPG, the Imperial Guard variant, I ripped off the sprites from the Vassal tabletop app and then used them as the tokens for my online game. So instead of, it's supposed to be more narrative focused for an RPG, but with the map tiles, the players now have the actual tactical options. Like if they're using a tank, the tank has different armor values for facing, so they know how to position their tank perfectly when they're having a tank to tank combat. It's like,
Ah.
I mean, by the book, the 40k books are meant to be played narratively because the writers mentioned that it's going to be hard for players and DMs to actually get the amount of models or the tabletop space for a 40k themed roleplay. I mean, you're fighting hordes and hordes of aliens and orcs and everything. So you're not gonna have every type of miniature on hand. If you want your players to face like Tyranids, you can rip off sprites from the internet, and then you have like 100 Tyranids with no amount of money or effort needed to actually see them on the table.
Oh yeah, yeah. I love that.
That's
I love
cool.
that aspect. It's so cheap.
Okay,
Free.
if my parents didn't decide to move to Canada, I would have bought like 4K per box of 10 aliens, Tyranids or whatever,
You
and
know
it's
when
gonna
you're
be.
Yeah, sorry. Keep going.
Uh, I mean, the cost just for having what do you call this? An enhancement to your game would be like killer to your wallet. I mean,
Yeah,
4K for a box of 10 guys, whether they're your players guys or your enemies, and it's like on average 2 to 4K per box.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
Figs are really expensive. That's why like the I don't know if you heard of the Kickstarter for Reaper miniatures was a big deal because it was
I missed that. I wanted to fund, but no budget, man. Like 200 bucks, even with man, like 100 something models for 200 bucks is way cheap.
yeah, it was the basic package was $100 or 5,000 pesos. The first one was 216 models for that much. It was like up all 260, I think.
You know, yeah, if 100 bucks for retail would like just net you about 30 to 60 models, and that's giving it generously.
Yeah, I have it here, but I never got to use it because I play online.
Yeah. I've now got a whole lot of figurines that I don't think I'll be using.
Do you bring it with
Is
you
it
when you
really?
go here?
Well, I keep it here. I actually have
Oh,
most
okay.
of my stuff here. Is
Okay.
anyone using Vote? It's not even actually started as virtual tabletop yet.
Uh,
Do you know it? Do you know what I'm talking about?
yeah, somebody tried running it. Um, I forgot his name. He was also in the Hangouts. I think Matthew, you met him too, right? He was an American. He was trying to run VTT. What's that one? I forgot. Anyway, it was it was kind of hard to set up versus
Yeah.
compared to Roll 20. Roll 20 is like built into uh called it. It's built into uh Hangout, so I can just as a like
Yes, I saw that.
oops yikes
Rickers.
I am
sorry.
particularly curious on if any of these virtual tabletops run okay on a low-powered tablet.
Yes, they do.
Or
There is a nice
are they
one.
basically server-based?
Yeah, they are. There's one. Yeah, Roll20 has a special tablet feature. There's another one that does it in 3D, but it's kind of new. It was like, yeah, 2014.
3D
Uh,
virtual tabletop.
yeah, it's 3D.
That's the name of it. I'm just looking at it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not bad. It's just, it's still relatively new, so it's like hard to get into.
It has no map tools apparently.
Yeah, yeah. Ah, map tools. Yeah, that's the one. I think that's what the one. What's his name
Okay.
again? John something. Con, Connor? John Connor?
Yeah.
Terminator.
Terminator.
Map tools is a
Oh, not
scripting
that
engine
guy.
though, isn't it? It's a JavaScript scripting, so you can do JavaScript plugins for stuff.
Yeah, yeah. It, actually, Roll20 is also the same. It's Java based, but Roll20 is much more mature, and it's, you know. Oh, Dan has to go. You didn't get to talk to him much. Yeah, sorry, Dan. Next time, have your um earphones or use your phone. Yeah, yeah. Next time. Um, Pro tip: your phone is awesome for this. You just don't have a screen, because the phones have built-in noise canceling mics. Yeah. So what else? We were talking about online gaming, miniatures, miniatures. You probably didn't know spell correct.
I remember the only miniatures I think I had was Mage Knight.
How was that? How much was that? That was expensive, right?
So I think that was like 200, 300 a booster pack, like three
Yeah.
to four minutes.
And then
I
you
had
have these
those.
mini
You
you
converted
have
them
these
to D&D.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um you have these miniatures and there's like there's stats
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember that. It was
and
kind of all the
you
rage before. It's Hasbro, right? Then
Wiz,
that's
WizKids, I think. Hasbro's Magic. Yeah, WizKids.
yeah,
Mage Knight,
WizKids.
WizKids. Same with the Hero Clicks.
Yeah, HeroClix. It came out roughly the same. It was 2003, 2004, something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Way 10 years ago. Oh my god. Yeah. Fuck man, we're old. We're all fucking old.
I was 11 when Mage Knight came out.
Oh, you?
Yeah.
Uh, well, I was in college when it came out, so it's like, oh shit.
Alright, I have to go.
But yeah, like, wait. So Gino, what are you playing now?
Yeah, right. Aside from the 40k RPG online for my friends in Canada, uh, 5e and then just 5e. I wanted to try other non-D&D, non-Pathfinder games, but mostly people are intimidated by new stuff like Numenera or Cthulhu. And I
But
wanted to run Cthulhu, man. Too. I mean, at least play
this
World of
is
Darkness.
what do you use on for online? What? Roll
Roll
20.
20.
Oh yeah, Roll
Roll
20.
20.
Yeah, yeah. You also have what's your Roll 20 account again? Name? What's your
Gino Covarrubias. It's my full name. I'm gonna
Okay.
link it.
Okay, mine
I'm
is
not
just Aquino. Sorry. I
friend
accident
Funky Roll 20. I
yeah,
never knew that.
I I I accidentally did not write Justin. I accidentally wrote just Aquino. That was an accident. But I was like typing really fast, and I didn't check my spelling when I pressed yes. So I'm stuck with this, I think. Yeah, I'll like I'll at least I know you can't friend people in Roll20, but I think I can at least have a link. Yeah. Oh, really?
Mm.
It's not a nickname?
Well, I changed it when I was 18.
That's pretty
I figured
awesome.
if I'm gonna have a name for the rest of my life, it might as well be one I choose. My father wasn't too impressed, suffice to
Mm.
say.
Yeah, it's like family
And
tradition
one I
here.
can pronounce, that helps as well.
Okay. I was thinking like when I saw your picture, I was like, Kim, that's like an Asian name, right? So it's like, is this some Asian guy with like a white
Uh,
guy's face?
no,
For
you see, it's kind of a political statement. It lets me argue with feminists without them necessarily knowing my gender, or it used to before everybody's profiles had photos. So yeah, I guess it dates me a bit.
But yeah, it's still, it could be like I know women use I know women use like they don't put their pictures up on they don't put their pictures on their profile because stalkers.
No,
So I was thinking like, yeah.
I'm actually, or I have been a professional activist, which means I'm constantly working with feminists, and I have to come out as a masculist, which means I also believe in gender equality for men as well, which they are not keen on. So I'm actually keen on them not knowing my gender. So that was why I changed my first name. So yeah,
Okay.
now then it's only
Well,
one syllable. I like that.
yeah, it makes things easy actually. So you had
Mm.
it for a long time,
20 years.
20 years.
20 years for the first name and 30 years for the second name.
Oh, you need to change it like you couldn't change them all at the same time, or
No, I did. I was Craig Bricknell, then Daniel Cosmos, Daniel Frank Cosmos, because though I could be rude and say that Frank was my middle name, and then Kim Cosmos.
okay,
So basically, they
it's
gave you.
easier for me.
That's really
Oh
old
yeah, that was
fashioned, though.
easier to remember. Yeah, Kim's easy. Kim
Yeah.
Cosmos easier, easier for me.
Yeah, but then I was in a group with a Kim Chaos, and she was female. That just got weird.
Well, just tell everyone I'm the cuter Kim. They'll know what you're talking about.
So what are these links here?
Yeah. Yeah, this is our Roll20 account. Check out Gino's Roll20 account. And Matthew's also in Roll20. He played with Mark Knights. Mark Knights is he's a GM. He runs a lot. He runs games a lot. So you'll uh well, not as much anymore because he's got diabetes and stuff. But he used to run really a lot games.
I'll
What's that?
just stick that as a link on your name, Dino. There you go, I've hyperlinked your name.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to like give the link to Mark Knight in case you're interested in his games. Since his games are Filipino time friendly, since he runs it as soon as he runs it in the school that he teaches in. So he doesn't leave. So it's like he leaves. His games are at 5 in their time, and it's like 7 in this time in our time. So it's like
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah, he's got it sorted.
Okay, Mark Knights. And another friend that's also in Australia but happens to be Italian is um, Pella. Yeah, Pella. He's also a nice, pretty a GM I would recommend. Uh, where's that then?
What games does he
He likes Cyberpunk 2020. The old school cyberpunk.
Whoa. High tech, low life.
Okay, is that does that press any buttons for you, Kim? Is that
Um,
are you interested in that
it's
one?
a different genre to transhumanism, but yeah, I'm totally into high tech, low life.
Yeah, it's really an old school RPG, so it's actually not bad. It's
Hmm.
another one.
Well,
Uh,
yeah. Speaking of laughing, I mean, before, is there much of a steampunk scene here? It amazes me how many steampunk people know absolutely nothing about the genre. They just like dressing up, and okay, their costumes would be great for role playing.
you've been in the what you call this? You've been in the cosplays here?
No, no, not here. But what I've seen, it looks very anime, and
Hmm.
I don't watch that anime. I didn't grow up with that stuff.
Oh, okay, okay. I
Anime when I was growing up was Astro Boy.
oh, okay. Yeah. Well, it ch- much has changed.
Yeah, yeah, well, they said I wanted to play Jugger, and they're like, "Oh, can we? What do they want to do? Naruto. They want to, have Naruto swords and Naruto costumes." I'm like, "Yep,
Oh,
whatever you want,
Naruto.
whatever you want." Hmm.
Okay.
I'm like,
Uh,
who the fuck is
if you like
Naruto?
Warhammer 40K, this is a GM that you might like. He used to run Warhammer 40K. He might run again. He was running Eclipse Phase for a while,
Oh, he was
and
in my game session. What
oh
with the
yeah,
Magnite?
yeah, you know the same guys because they're on the same time. You tend to know the same
Mm.
guys because we your schedules work out the same way. So yeah, after 7 is like ideally if you can get internet from your office and they don't mind you using it for gaming, which you know, uh, Hangouts is not a
Don't mind
computer
me, I
game.
should
It's
say.
not YouTube. It's not Facebook. So they're not gonna block that IP, and it's used for
Ex-
conference
uh,
call. Yeah. So yeah.
exploit loopholes.
Yeah, and run the game there. Don't suffer the traffic and then wait for it to die down and go home after. It's like, oh, yeah, that's the way. That's the best way. Gino, you came from work or something?
Yeah, I leave work at 6 exactly, just to avoid all the traffic. I
What,
still
what
get home like 7:38.
what area is your work? Makati or
Pati, Rufino,
Rufino? Ah, shit. Yeah. Where'd you go home? What area?
Paranaque, Bikutan side.
Shit. Okay,
A
yeah.
service road, man, like super traffic. So
Yeah,
main
yeah.
reason why I can't keep my consistent Friday schedules at BNB.
Dude, like you're very close to where I live. I just live in I mean, where your work is where very close to where I live. I live in Salcedo Village, so it's just
Yeah, it's like
uh
1 or 2 blocks away.
yeah, it's like Rufino Street,
Yeah,
Legazpi Village.
Legazpi side.
Legazpi side. Yeah, that's like 10 minutes away walk from where I live. So yeah,
Mm.
we should have an well actually this is the best meeting that way everybody can participate, but for another time maybe a face to face with the Makati people.
I'm normally free Saturdays 3 o'clock since I still have work Saturdays 9 to 3. So yeah,
Shit. Philippine labor law is actually 6 days a week work, up to 10
Yeah,
hours a day.
before
I
it's
don't mind. Work's pretty light,
but it's
but
40,
you know,
48 hours
waste
a
of a
week before it's
Saturday.
overtime.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I was yeah. Kim, you were commenting. Sorry.
Well, you can do 10 hours a week, but when you get over 48 hours, you're talking overtime.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it is a lot.
Oh, okay. So you're yeah. It is kind of bad. Our labor laws are kind of
They're
uh.
kind of American. They copied far too much American stuff, and the American labor laws are fucking awful. Like terrible holidays, terrible everything.
Yeah, but we have a lot of holidays. We have a lot
Yeah,
of
you do
holidays.
actually have more holidays than Americans do. That's true.
Yeah, we have more than 20 a year.
Well, all those saints have got to be useful for something.
Eh. Oh yeah, that's. But yeah, yeah. So Gino, you're in the area on Saturday. You're in Makati on Saturday, up to
Yeah.
3.
Actually, I have this family who's like hired me to be their DM at VNB every Saturday. It's like one dad and then his 4 kids. It's a full party for a
Awesome.
family.
Is that Makati?
Yeah, but we haven't run for like December season. I mean, Christmas and everything. And B&B is fully booked for December.
Ah, so you have to go to Pasay Road to run the game. In Makati BNB for this
Yeah.
family.
No, they live in Lorenzo Village. They just walk there. Me, I have to park somewhere near, then
Where your car
go to
won't
B.
get stolen.
Yeah, I park it in Glorieta, so I don't mind. And
Yeah,
it's
but
flat.
like, hey, Mark joined us. Nice. Hey, Mark.
Yay. Not using video that conserve bandwidth.
Okay, cool, cool. That's good. Mark, introduce yourself and tell us what you're currently playing. Yeah.
And what you want to play.
Yeah, that too.
Let's see. Well, I'm playing D&D mostly. And Hari Ragat, Dariel's game that he designed. Yeah.
Okay.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, anything
Yeah,
about yourself?
I can't,
I'm, well, I work in UP Techno Hub. I am a software engineer. I test software.
Hmm.
And I play Saturdays and Sundays. I have 2 active D&D groups right now.
Wow. That's
It,
punishing.
So,
well,
is
actually,
it
no,
just
it's not really because I basically just run the starter set module. So there's relatively hardly any prep because it's already done for you. Wizards already took care of it. So all I'm doing is just executing the game.
Yeah, I love that new D&D 5e starter set.
yeah? Is it 5e?
Oh, I have feedback.
Oh, for me.
Okay. Yeah. You get feedback if you're not using the headphones and call this what comes out of your speakers goes into your mic.
You have no voice attenuation.
Yeah. It's okay. Yeah, okay. Mark muted himself. You had any questions? Guys, sorry for talking over anybody. Kim, you were saying something?
Oh, I've forgotten what it was. Oh yeah, what edition D&D? Because I didn't even know there was an open license. I mean, I'm a D&D 1E.
Ah,
and
well,
3, 1 and 3. And 2, I played 2 for quite a while. But then I find out that there's this 3 up to 3.5 as an open license, which is branched off because they didn't like the 4th edition closed license. So this is Palladium or something on 3.5 edition. So I'm very curious about who's playing what now.
yeah.
After Wizards of the Coast gave it up.
Yeah. That's Pathfinder, and it's by Pazio Paizo.
3.5, yeah.
Gino, would you know more about this than me? Paizo's running it. Um,
Pathfinder?
Pathfinder, yeah.
Yeah, it's pro. I forgot. I think James Wyatt, the guy from 3.5, actually moved to Paizo to make Pathfinder, and then yeah, it's basically 3.5 with a lot of bugs fixed, but it still has that power creep according to 4chan grog nerds. But I don't mind it. It unless your players are like what do you call them? power gamers, it wouldn't actually be much of a problem, even with 3.5. Though Pathfinder actually has the same options and possible builds as 3.5. It's only slightly better.
Yeah, same thing I heard. My brother's the one who's crazy about 4E. Not a lot of people are, from what I hear.
I'm
It's
pretty. I was crazy about 4E. I was silly enough to dump like mga 30,000 pesos into that game system, buying all kind of minis and maps and books. Crazy.
Yeah.
That's
I really
that's
started
actually the first I really played D&D.
yeah, same with Keep
Fourth,
on the Shadow.
I gotta say,
fourth
I
edition.
ran across.
Yeah,
Yeah, fourth
Speaking, it's
edition.
unless you count the
speaking,
games.
speaking
Neverwinter Nights was my actual first
Mm,
D&D experience.
mm.
Yeah, Kim, you
speaking
were
of
saying
Steve,
something?
yeah, well, speaking of Steve Jackson and Gary Gygax, I found the same problem with GURPS. I mean, I spent all my money on third edition, and then they make a major change in fourth edition, and then everything starts being released in fourth edition. I'm like, I can't update everything. So
Yeah.
put your hands in space. Sucks.
To be fair, fourth edition is now 10 years old and hasn't updated
Yeah.
since. I don't know how many years third edition was. I think it. Would you know when third edition came out?
I think
No, not
2000.
where I can get the books.
That's
It
third
doesn't
edition.
matter.
Sorry. That's GURPS. I thought it was D&D.
GURPS, I think it was
No.
1989. 1989? 1980, sorry, 1989, 90, yeah, 1990, 1980 something. Not in the 90s, right? Third edition.
Yeah.
Cause it,
They did something
so,
like they doubled the cost of IQ or something.
yeah,
I
they
can't
made
remember what it was.
they rebalanced some stats, but GURPS, for me,
It was definitely an improvement, but I hate lock-in.
well, if,
Ignore me, I'm just having a whinge.
that's okay. It's okay. You're free to talk about games in any thing about
Well, we
regarding
got
it.
two new people, so I haven't said that I'm really a transhuman space guy. In fact, I play anything hard science fiction, so including of course Traveller, which is a lot older. I mean, Traveller's almost as old as D&D Edition 2, probably.
Yeah, no, it's as old as first edition.
Yeah,
It's as
right.
old as
Oh, okay.
Redbox. I know it came
Yeah,
out almost 1 year after, but it could have come out before because they had to edit it went through one more edit before being released, and it kind of delayed it. So it came out like 9 months after, 10 months after. So yeah, uh, like like Kim, I played GURPS, but I have to shift to call this Fate, uh, because it's the work involved in preparing the game is, oh, I don't have time for it.
yeah. You've got to like pre-existing modules, really. I mean, it's a
uh,
labor of love otherwise.
yeah, it is, it is. But so yeah, uh, I would recommend Fate because it's so much power for the GM that even if you want to run a hard sci-fi game, you can, even if the if it if even if the rules are narrativist, meaning they only affect the storyteller, not the physics, the game world itself.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's, yeah, yeah. Prefer
Which
GURPS is shit. I mean, sorry, it's hard.
But
There's one genre
were
though
you?
that GURPS doesn't. I'm sorry, that Fate doesn't do very well, and that's horror.
Yeah, you yeah, because you empower the players so much with their abilities that You can't disempower them.
That's
in
right.
horror.
That's the whole point of horror. You have the feeling of being disempowered, and that's kind of counter to what Fate is supposed to be built around. But aside from horror, it can do pretty much anything else.
Also, wait, it can do horror if you take away fate points, right?
But that's kind of the point of playing Fate.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. Kim, Fate does is it? Are you familiar with Fate?
No, I'm not. No.
It's like
Is it is it
um,
is it like sanity points in Call of Cthulhu or the GURPS version, same sort of thing?
I'll let a Fate GM describe it because it would be
Or is
better.
it more like luck? You're getting lucky
Uh,
points or
well,
something?
thing is, Kim, I have a hard time hearing you for some reason. So you might have to type your questions if you have them.
He's asking about what's it like. Um, could you give a quick
What is fate?
feel of what it is?
What is the
Sorry.
fate?
Yeah.
Okay, quick primer of what Fate is. Okay, basically, Fate is a role-playing game that uses, instead of the physics of the real world as its way to determine what happens, it uses the physics of a story.
Ah,
All right, that's I think in a nutshell, that's what the game experience is like.
Yeah, it's
So
bribing each
you're
other with the ability to determine to determine one thing in the one crucial thing in the story. Crucial things in the story.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but there is a parang mechanical layer, and that mechanical layer varies from game to game. But in all Fate games, you have the Fate point economy, and the Fate point economy is what makes a Fate game a Fate game.
Yeah. Does it
So
help?
the Fate point economy works like this. You get uh, you get complications to your character's story in exchange for fate points. Now, these fate points will help you resolve these complications at a point later on in the story. But then you'll run out of fate points. So you'll need to get some more fate points by adding more complications to your story. So it basically it's like a wheel. It it yeah it
no,
uh,
It goes in a cycle.
it goes around. Yeah, it goes around in a cycle. Sorry, I'm having a hard time because I'm hearing myself from like 1 minute ago. It's very distracting.
Okay, I'll try lowering your volume or something. I think it
I'm
will
actually
help.
on headphones already, so
Oh, okay.
it's so weird.
Okay, let me use the control panel to try to help there.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
he could have his
How's this?
YouTube on. You would hear that from a minute ago.
Oh yeah, it might be your YouTube, the YouTube channel's on, because it's like it's continuously streaming to YouTube right now.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Yeah,
There we go.
but you're in the,
Justin, were you able
How's
to finish
how's
the
the YouTube channel?
GURPS game?
the GURPS game. Yeah, I'm running a GURPS game, but I'm running it like Fate. I'm using GURPS rules, but I'm GMing it like Fate.
So you have fate points in the in
Yeah,
the in GURPS. So you have the
yeah,
GURPS system as your mechanical layer, and then you have the fate point economy tacked on top of it.
yeah. I GURPS points can be used like Fate points in the game system, and I just treat it like that. I treat it like Fate points.
So
Yeah,
Um,
they actually
when your
do that.
character gets a complication, they get fate points or GURPS points.
They
yeah,
actually
yeah. I
But
recommend
bribe.
you're
that in
Yeah.
GURPS. That you
Sorry,
go
all
sorry.
up,
right.
you don't go up. You get bonus points for role playing. You definitely in the character generation. You know, you take on. It's the usual character points. You take on negative attributes. You complicate your character, and
Yeah,
you get more powers to balance it. I hadn't heard of doing it with fate points, which is as you go.
yeah.
But
As
they
you
do
go.
actually recommend it. But fate has obviously formalized it, so it sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, um what happens is I just basically threw out all the detailed rules regarding the specific mechanic. You get it? Like before there would be so much granularity regarding
Mhm.
something. Like 100 meters is a minus 15 to hit, and then if the wind is just right and the lighting is just right, it's like okay, I'll just give a flat penalty. It's a hard shot.
But
You
you
get
are
it?
meant to do that anyway if you don't want that much crunch, as they say.
Yeah. But I have to like manage because like when people get into GURPS, some of them they get into it because of the detail. Like I'm a bit of a gun geek. I like every bit about the stuff about the gun and stuff. But the way I run games, I might not like myself as a play as a GM if I got into it
Yeah.
expecting like I'm gonna have a +3 bonus having this reflex side. But no, it's just we'll just simplify everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just focus on the drama. That's so great about what's great about Fate. Using that Fate layer, I just call this. The story just needs to be complicated. I just get the GURPS disadvantages to draw from, and then that's
Yeah.
the complications.
Yeah. Yeah, particularly enemies. You throw them some enemies, and then it means they get some extra allies or whatever.
Yeah.
Except instead of them choosing, you choose for them, which
Yeah.
is the way it
Actually,
should be.
I make any disadvantage, even if it's a low point disadvantage, come into play, complicating things to a point of like
Yeah.
mere comedy. Yeah. I'm currently running a historical game set in the Crusades, set in the beginning of the Crusades. I'm a history geek also, so Matthew couldn't make the game. He was a player for a while, but yeah, it's 7 in the morning, so you can imagine nobody can make it except people who work for call centers. And
So,
Yeah.
so Justin, you mostly run games online via Google Plus Hangout.
yes.
Ah.
It's I run it 7 or 6 a.m. depending if my wife goes on a run, on a morning run, and if I have a nanny. Uh, in that time, it's perfect because friends in the U.S. in the East Coast, it's just right after work, and they don't have the shitty traffic we have, so they can find online, they can get online, and there I have friends who are like from this again, like Gino from who Filipinos who are now in the States to join us, and friends I've made on Roll20.
I
Really
see.
awesome.
I see.
Really awesome. I mean, just being able to make friends that way so easy and across the world, it's like the whole world's your potential.
You gotta give me some tips, man, because I actually stayed in Minnesota for about 6 months earlier this year. I tried to game with my group here in Manila. So what I do is I'd stay up early. I'd get up early my time on like Saturday, but the our connection keeps dropping for some reason. Or do you don't have that many Filipino players?
Uh no, actually it's okay. I'm the GM. I'm Filipino. I'm in the Philippines.
Hmm.
Most of everybody's in the States,
Ah, okay.
and I have good internet. That's the weird thing. I got a really good. Philcom's not an oversaturated ISP. They're not. They're not screwing me.
Yeah,
So
and you're
Ah.
using it at 6 or 7 in the morning. I mean, come on, you
yeah,
don't have a
six to
lot of
seven in the
company.
morning. I don't get. I'm like I'm alone.
Okay, that explains it. Because my players are on very different ISPs. I've got some on Sun, some on Globe, some on PLDT. That
Ah,
explains it.
yeah. That
Also,
whole
I mean,
ISP war we have. It's really screwing
yeah,
with
and
our.
landlines, like if you've got ADSL, it's going to be worse during the day. And if you're on a 3G network, you've got to share the traffic with the mobile phone. So after school, after work,
Yeah.
whereas
Yeah, yeah.
ADSL, you're sharing it with work traffic. So during work, yeah, it's defeat that.
Unless you're using like you're in the techno hub, right? Uh,
Yeah.
Well, I'm at home right now, so.
well, if you're in economic zone like the Techno Hub, Eastwood, internet's super awesome. I used to work in the BPO industry, and I used to work in Eastwood, and the internet was so freaking good.
Is that wireless?
Almost like the rest of the world.
Yeah, yeah. Those places, their internet's just like first world internet.
Are you talking about the wireless connection or a wired connection from one of the offices?
Both actually.
Really?
I actually would run some games. I would have multiple redundancies in case, and some friends would just call me through Hangouts with my phone internet, my 3G there, and I'm using like the Note 2, the one that just had 3G. It's really good. It's like wow. But that was 2011. I don't know if it's still good now. You know, things change and shit.
Yeah, they overload. Yeah, when they get good, you get lots of people on them, and
Yeah, and that's when Globe did their upgrades. Their upgrades are done, so they're probably oversaturated.
Well, where I work, it's actually funny. The 4G signal is actually weaker than the 3G signal, so my download speed is faster on 3G than 4G. It's so weird.
Yeah, it's man, like our internet. Actually, yeah, internet would have just saved a lot of us from having to go through the Manila, the Manila traffic. But there's nothing gonna be done about that.
Yeah, it took me an hour to get home.
Where do you go home, Paranaque?
No, I'm here in Mandaluyong, Mandaluyong near Robinson's Pioneer.
Hey, I have. Oh, that's not so bad. Cause like I'm just Makati, and going there is not so bad, except when it rains. Cause
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, that's not so far away. Um, wait, you know Gino here from the Philippine D&D group, right?
I don't think we've met. I don't think we've met in person yet. Or if I have, I probably don't remember.
Gino, your mic is it on?
a few minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I think Gino had to turn on his mic.
It's
Yeah, yeah, now it's working again.
there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's kind of buggy, man. Like that's the third time that's happened.
Try to reduce your bandwidth. You can turn off your picture to
Yeah,
make it
I should. I should. Uh,
there. So yeah. Okay, now you know it I guess proper introductions given the opportunity.
no, no.
Yeah, yeah, there. So you guys are
Yeah.
playing D&D, all Matthew, Mark, Gino?
For now.
I'm trying to learn it. I haven't played it yet.
I forgot to mention, I also ran the Star Wars FFG RPGs, the one with the special dice.
Is that the new one?
Yeah, how is that?
It's actually. I tried to speak earlier, but I think my mic was broken. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Do you see
It
the
actually-
green thing lighting up when you talk?
No, I don't actually. Oh, there! It's hidden by the blue thing in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah. So either way, I was trying to say during the Fate discussion,
Oh, sorry.
the Star Wars RPG. No, it's not your fault. I mean, my mic was broken.
Okay, sorry.
So yeah, the Star Wars RPGs actually use the special dice to create the drama, the situation. I mean, you get your generic, your team meets a patrol of stormtroopers. What do you do? So initiative order is determined by like players roll their whatever agility is, and then they gain initiative slots and have the players decide who takes the slot. It's like not I roll the highest, I go first. If I think that another player has a better chance of doing something, I let him go first, and then the NPCs or whatever get snuck in the middle. Like if if it's like one player at the top and then two NPCs and then three players, and the players decide who takes the order, and so do my NPCs. So
Mm.
aside from that, the situation like let's say a player goes, I shoot the stormtrooper with my blaster. The difficulty is determined by purple and or red dice. So I say it's a difficulty 3. The player grabs 3 purple dice, then he grabs his dice pool. There's no set number. Like if he has a skill and then his basic score is high, he grabs this many number of green or yellow dice and then roll the red or violet dice together. And then each dice has a symbol like success and fail, advantage and disadvantage, which are independent from each other. So what would happen is if you have a net number of successes higher than your net number of failures, your action succeeds. So let's say in the situation I shoot him with my blaster. If I have at least one success, the attack hits. So that's our basic. I hit him with my sword in D&D. But the new thing there is, I think they took it from the Warhammer Fantasy roleplay earlier, an old game.
Mm.
So if you have your advantage and disadvantage dice, you take the if you have more advantages than the disadvantage, something happens. So let's say you have more advantages, you hit him, and then you could any player, the player who did the action, can say I crippled the stormtrooper, so he can't walk or follow us anymore. And in other cases, if he gets more disadvantage, I as the GM can say you alarm more stormtroopers. 2 more patrols are coming in 2 rounds because you alerted them to your presence. And then that's how they do the conflicted.
Hey,
They call it.
Toby joined us. Thanks, Gino, for yeah. What's the name again? F Star Wars FRPG?
No, it's the Fantasy Flight Games Star Wars line.
Ah,
It's
Fantasy Flight.
it's shortened to FFG since the company, and then they have 3 variants. Only 2 are out at the moment. The Edge of the Empire, which focuses on Star Wars characters that are smugglers, bounty hunters, like Han Solo or Boba Fett type characters. And then the second book is Age of Rebellion, which focuses more on the rebels versus Imperials. So it's like if I were to relate it to the movies, Edge of the Empire would be episode 4, and then Age of Rebellion would be episode 5, where you have your Luke Skywalkers and X-wings.
Mm. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so what happened to that game? It fizzled out, or you're still playing it?
It's out. The last book for the Jedi's, the Force and Destiny, I think should be out summer next year. So that all the players have been wanting to play Jedi's, and both books don't give it. So that you know, it gives more opportunities for an actual Star Wars feel. There shouldn't be more
That's
Jedi.
actually something I'd try.
Ah, being a Jedi and stuff. I mean, it's attractive
No,
to some
I
people.
mean the game.
I mean, yeah. I mean, role playing Jedi's and stuff.
Anything. I mean something to do with Star Wars.
Okay.
I,
Anyone else?
I bet you they're working on something for the new Star Wars movie. I bet you. They're gonna
Yeah.
release
It's gonna be
something for the new Star
after.
Wars movie.
It's money
There's
making.
gonna be a book, man. For
Yeah.
that.
It's just more money, more merchandising that they can push. Definitely, definitely, they're gonna do something.
Overall, the Star Wars RPGs are actually pretty solid. It's like easy to teach. It has to have a certain amount of role play, ROLE, not ROLL play. Since
Mm.
I have a consistent player who basically just plays for loot and XP, not the story. So whenever it's his turns, he kind of kills the flow of the game since It's the generic D&D I have to loot scenario.
I have someone like
But
that in my D&D group. I can relate.
I
Guys,
mean,
we have a new guy. Wills. Wills, are you there? Uh, okay. Hello, Wills.
Yeah, I did.
Wills, are you using your headphones?
Yeah, headset.
Okay, sorry. Um, Wills, introduce yourself to these guys. Wills is and Toby. Uh,
Well,
Wills
yeah,
used to
yeah.
play RPGs.
I can't remember.
How long
I
ago?
think I used to play D&D with my cousins. So long ago.
Yeah, Wills is a teammate of mine, and uh, yeah, he's joining us today. And wait, Toby's back, and Toby, you've met Mark already, right? Was it
Mark.
We know each other.
Reyes? Yeah.
Ah, Mark. Yeah, yes, of course.
Uh, how about Gino and Matthew?
Um, Possibly, you know how bad I am with names.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm sorry. Anyway, introduce yourself and what you're currently playing.
Which to who was the question addressed to?
Um, Will's introduced himself already. You haven't.
Well, um, Toby Abad. What? What on earth is that?
What's happening?
I don't know. Who was that?
Oh, oh, I thought it was from your. Anyway, again, Toby. Introduce yourselves for the new guys.
Okay, Toby Abad. I've been gaming for most of my life. I'm a game designer at Indigo Entertainment in Makati, and I try to get stuff out in Drive Through RPG when I can, but so far I haven't released my own personal project yet. I run whatever I can. I probably run a game once a week at least. And some days I go as many as 4 games in a single week. Um, what else? Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. I used to be a White Wolf freak, but nowadays I've been dipping my toes in a lot of new games because I've promised myself to try to at least learn 12 new games every year.
Hmm. Yeah, I saw your uh, praise of Mark's for the Mark's has your blog post about how many games? 6 games?
6. Yep.
6 games you're planning to run for next year?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Starting in March, I think. Yeah, probably March or last week January. I'm not running any games in February because that's when I'm writing the Hari Ragat book.
Mm.
Yeah, you're playing with Dario.
on
Yeah.
an unrelated note, do you need artists for that book? I mean, I could draw for that book if I had the time, which I do.
Oh, you
If
you,
the
you need
project
to
doesn't
talk to
happen.
Dario. He's the producer for the book. He's
Yeah,
producing the book.
yeah, he's easy to
I,
talk to.
yeah, I'm just the guy who's converting it to Fate. I'm
Ah,
converting his game to Fate. That's why I'm writing it.
Mhm.
Also, it's not a system out of scratch. It's gonna use the fate system.
It also has its own system, right, Mark?
Yeah, it actually was written in his system, we called Vivid, which is a dice. It's a dice pool depletion mechanic. But what I'm doing is converting it to Fate, so we can reach more people who play Fate. Because there is I found a map between Vivid and Fate. So I feel we feel that we can reach more people if we also had a version in the Fate system.
Oh yes.
I see.
Instead of having people learn something like a new system.
Yeah, because a lot of people already know how to play Fate, so it's just a matter of customizing their. I mean, just adjusting what they already know so that they can actually play the game. Whereas if they have to learn Vivid, well, Vivid is actually easy to learn. I have taught it. I actually GM'd my first game in Minnesota with Vivid.
Wow.
And the white guys there who were at my table, they picked it up pretty quickly.
Oh, eh.
So yeah,
Oh, that's
I've
good.
actually wanted to join that Harry Potter game on Sunday, B&B, but it's a Sunday, so pretty
Oh,
hard
yeah.
for me to get to bed on Sundays.
Where's that Sunday game? Is it in Mandaluyong?
B&B, B&B,
B&B.
Ah,
B&B.
Makati BNB.
Yeah. You see,
Okay.
I have it running on alternate weekends. So on it's like on odd numbered Sundays I'd run High Ragat, and on even numbered Sundays I'd run D&D.
Okay.
Yeah, I have them alternating.
Mhm.
Wills, are you interested in joining any of these games?
Well, let me see. Hopefully, I can try D&D again if I can remember. That
Fifth
Yeah.
long,
Ed is
so
perfect,
long
man,
ago,
for
man.
new and returning players.
Are
I
your
have a
games online friendly? Like, what if somebody like Wills will, who cannot travel, uh, might have to join you guys via like this way?
well, I've never tried having a player at the table in B&B while I'm actually GMing. I've never tried that. I do have the equipment for it. I do have a 4G phone and a laptop I can bring to the area, but I've never actually tried it. We'd have to see if it would actually work.
Hmm, that would make it easier for other gamers and wouldn't take up a lot of space.
The future of gaming, holograms, man.
Hologram of your characters.
No,
I mean,
I don't
you can
think it's
have a
going to
hologram
be
over you.
hologram. I personally think it's going to go more inward where everyone's wearing a headset and we all see our virtual characters rather than holograms.
Yeah, like
Go
yeah,
Sword Art Online.
yeah, sort of.
I remember seeing that video with real-time motion capture.
Yeah. There's Google Hangouts actually has some of that capability.
So yeah, you can kind of imagine someday we'll all be in a virtual chat room and everyone looks like their characters.
That would be nice, actually.
It's scary,
No,
depending on the type of games they play.
me, I mean, actually, me, I want to get into something like a LARP. That's why I'm like interested in something like that, like more into physically the character, touching objects, manipulating objects and scenarios physically. Uh, it, yeah. If there was something that would do that, yeah, I'd be inclined to that too.
I'd join a LARP, but I'd usually play mages or face characters, so hitting people with swords isn't kind of my thing in real life.
Um. Yeah, oh yeah. One of these days, I should ask you guys like about my LARP rules. I have a LARP. I'm designing a LARP for to run because I found a place to run it where it's safe. It's a safe environment to run it. Safe as in people won't be staring, you won't feel self-conscious kind of thing. And it's a large 12-hectare estate in Antipolo. It's Alpadi Estate. Yeah, I've already mentioned this before. It's really good because it has some rest houses which can be used as key locations, and you can have the place for the day or the whole weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys can like set up events, set up props and stuff. You can have a treasure hunt as part of the game. Uh, so yeah, Like actually, yeah, it's kind of like the LARP I have is more of a treasure hunt because I can't make it that people die because that'll just if people die,
And
no, yeah,
and I actually want to have a political themed LARP. I mean, like think Game of Thrones without the war scenarios.
So
yeah, yeah,
you just have all the sex scenarios then.
yeah.
If we're lucky, man, but 90% of the player turnout's gonna be men, so I doubt that.
I think a large percentage of successful LARPs that focus on political tend to be groups that have been either playing long or are really drawing from a singular reference point.
Oh yeah, Dobby, you run LARPs before, right? Here in Manila.
Well, a few years back when for some I don't remember how, but I was tasked to run the games for Camarilla. Um, and that was interesting because they weren't that huge compared to how LARPs are in the States, but we had one foreign member who was the guy who helped us become official, so to speak.
Ah, okay.
And he was so twinked out that it was hard for the rest of us to enjoy the game.
Twinked out. What does that mean?
He was literally his character was walking around with dual katanas and two white Siberian tigers, and he would use his disciplines of level 6 and higher in order to push us around.
Okay. Mm, I guess that
So
that made it awkward.
yeah, I mean, a lot of LARP games suffer from the hierarchy syndrome. Okay, I'm sorry, I have to go again. Work is calling. I
Okay,
shall be
okay.
back.
Yeah,
I,
Mark, you said something about, was it you or Gino who said about political? Uh,
I think,
Might be
yeah,
Gino.
yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I want to go for political since most fantasy or battle themed LARPs, from what I've seen and read on online, tend to favor the what do you call it, the more dedicated or older gamers who've had their characters go up to high levels in the campaign. So the newer players get bullied into doing what they don't want to do.
okay.
Whereas if it's political, it's mind versus mind rather than level over mind.
Uh, what do you think of this? If like you were in a LARP scenario where you had like a treasure hunt. Let's say you were like civilians going into a war zone, and you had to either get intelligence material, uh, a vector, if you're a doctor, patient zero vector, or something valuable,
I
but
think it's possible.
and
I think it's actually quite good.
you were with a group of other civilians who you weren't exactly sure of what their intentions were, and
Yeah,
you had
that's a good concept. I mean, you could have a spy in your team that actually has to stop the doctor.
yeah, and they
Or,
had
you
conflicting,
mentioned earlier, I forgot to reply since I think my mic was out then.
yeah, yeah,
If you were to join it with a airsoft team, wherein they would be your bodyguards, so you would still have your battle team for the LARPs for players who would rather kill people, and then you would have your politics team that the battle team would have to protect.
yeah,
I think that would work. I mean, yeah,
yeah.
your goal would be scientist has to find cure or diplomat has to get to this place, and
Yes.
then spy has to backstab the diplomat before he gets to that place, and opposing team just has to kill everyone on the scientist team or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Would you play that?
I would, yeah, but I mean, with work life, I don't think I have the time unless it's vacation.
Ah,
Long week.
you work on Saturdays.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Kasi we run we actually play on Sundays for airsoft.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Wills. I was hoping like when some other gamers can help me with the LARP design and like test out some rules, test out some play test some stuff. Uh,
Yeah, it's the going there problem for me. I mean, the scheduling, sorry, not the going there.
okay,
Since
okay.
I work on Saturdays.
Ouch.
I would be glad to test. I mean, you could have your scientist team armed with just pistols, while everybody else on the bodyguard team would be rifles, SMGs, or anything.
Yeah, the thing with the weapons is like the problem with the guns is that people with guns tend to be very quick, shoot first, ask questions later.
Yeah.
That's actually a policy in some airsoft groups. It's like it's a game. You don't accidentally kill. You don't, if you worst case scenario, the guy gets killed in the game. So people tend to shoot first, left ask questions later. So it's easier to rule that a person without a weapon cannot be shot in such a game. You know what I mean? Unless he has a
Yeah,
hidden pistol.
but having the scientists or the not the civilians with their backup weapons like pistols, would add flavor to the game since every war movie or every this I think it's the last ship that series
Hmm.
the one with the boat and the disease. The scientist there has to have a pistol at least every time she goes out on the landfall missions to find the cure. And then all the military personnel, their goal is to protect her since she's the only one with the cure. I'm not
Um,
sure if you watched that series.
uh, Teka Teka pistol, meaning a cock and shoot pistol, can be bought for 750 pesos. Do you think people would pay that much for a prop?
Probably. I mean, I still have my old. If I my old,
Cock.
plastic Berettas for the palengke. If I
Yeah,
could
that
find
that
it.
one. That one. That's like 500 to 750 pesos, to 1,000 pesos. A real gas blowback pistol for airsoft is like at least 5,000 pesos. So it's
Yeah, I'd rather have the single shot, the de casa.
yeah,
De
the
casa.
tech, yeah.
What do you guys think of Nerf guns?
Nerf guns are fine as well. My brother's running a post-apocalyptic LARP with Nerf guns.
Yeah, Nerf guns are actually relatively cheaper. Since there's HMR, which sells them
How
for
much?
cheap.
How much is that?
I think,
Oh.
Really?
yeah, I've seen the blue rifle things for Nerf, the one with the square cartridges that holds 10 for like somewhere between 900 to 1 2 or
Oh,
less.
that's good. All I have to do is
I'm
paint
not
it
sure what
nice
it's
and
called,
cool.
but my nephew had the legit one that costed 3K, and then me and
Yeah,
my dad went to HMR the other time. And so I think, hey, isn't this his toy? Like it just costs 900 here.
yeah,
No, I should
yeah.
have go to HMR. It's like down the street from where I live.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
That
nearby. I'm
shit.
not sure. That HMR has one though. The one I'm talking about is in Sukat, which is a big HMR that has an entire
Oh.
aisle of
Not the
Nerf
Pasig
guns.
one. Not the one in Pasig.
There, as far as I know, there's an HMR in Cubao that has a few Nerf guns. The one with I remember seeing the one with the 6 shooter, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
the blue one, the one I'm talking about, the square magazine. I think there's one in Cubao. I haven't been into the one near Pioneer,
Yeah,
but
Nerf guns are nice for LARPs because it's not you won't accidentally get shot. Although it kind of
you
gets you out of mood if you see the toyishness of it.
you could have a rule that you have to customize your Nerf gun. I've seen pictures on 4chan with Fallout themed LARPs, and they actually paint the guns either silver or black or rusty to
Or
fit the.
you
That's
can
so
make your
fun.
LARP a sci-fi LARP.
Yeah, yeah, you could do that. Like use the stuff used for model, the acrylics for the model, just paint it sand it
Yeah,
first, then paint it with a base coat.
Yeah, the guys in 4chan actually just use basic spray paints. They spray it either all black or all silver, and then they just dry brush it with the acrylics, the ones in
Yeah,
National
yeah,
Bookstore.
yeah,
They
yeah,
just
yeah.
dry brush it for effect. So either if it's rusty, they spray paint it black, give it a coat of brown, and then have like orange spatters all over it to make it look rusty. And then dip it in black ink to age it. And then the ones with the newer metallic looking, it just one good coat of silver. That's done.
So nice.
Yeah, let me see. I think I can Google it.
Yeah, that's like that'll be that won't get you shot accidentally, hopefully. We're not in the States, so it's not gonna be a problem. Uh,
I mean, this is the. Let me see if I can post it. That one's actually a good version, but the ones on 4chan actually have less quality. But I mean, you can see the point. They just
yeah,
basically
yeah,
bring it.
yeah. It's much better actually. I think you still have to sand it for the primer to stick. Or
Probably. I haven't tried, but if I actually had an extra
That's actually cool.
300 bucks, I'd get one.
yeah, it looks cool actually.
I'm not sure though about the mechanism, since the paint might actually cause more friction and then break the gun entirely.
It's still pretty. It's still pretty awesome looking. Uh, yeah.
I think we have that gun at my house.
Ah, you have it for your kids.
Yeah.
Oh, the wife won't let me give them lend them even Nerf guns.
Buy them
Why
in
not?
secret.
Why not?
Uh, scares the wife. He's 3.5. He's almost 4. Can't the Nerf guns? They're so toyish. How can it be bad? But yeah, this would be awesome. I would get a Nerf gun and repaint it that way and make it so cool and bring it to an airsoft game.
Are those things even valid?
In airsoft, you just get hit stuff, and if you get hit by an airsoft by a Nerf gun, the Nerf gun uh Nerf ammo doesn't travel as fast as a BB. You can dodge it. It's like if you get hit by that thing, you're like uh you know uh
You can actually
laughing.
parry the bullets.
Yeah, you're gonna be a laughing stock if you get hit by it.
Like when I'm playing with my cousins, the younger ones, I could actually swipe the bullets off me before it hits. That's
Ah,
how slow bullets fly. You need
yeah,
to have like more damage per second, for lack of a better term, to
more
actually
yeah,
get
it
a
has to
hit
be.
from your.
But yeah, but I can imagine upgrading the spring mechanism. Some of them just use a particular model of spring. It's the same as the one we use in airsoft, and just swapping it. Unfortunately, I think it's because it's plastic. It might just break the damn thing.
There's actually a macho gun version for Nerf. I've seen one of my little cousins spread with the macho gun equivalent, the Rambo style Nerf gun with belt feeders, and it actually fires faster, and it's harder to avoid, but you lose more Nerf ammo that way.
Yeah,
He's like
yeah, yeah.
it's I think the guy lost like 30 bullets in one barrage, and the
Oh,
cartridge has like 60.
the bullets are expensive, right?
Ah,
Ah, okay. For Kim who just got joined us, Kim, we were just talking about using Nerf guns for a LARP as props. Yeah. Uh,
Sorry, I was just reading.
yeah, Nerf guns as props for LARP. Like, yeah, in the US, it's actually popular to use Nerf guns. There are Nerf gun games.
Yeah, but you always lose the Nerf bullets. You gotta have a full bandolier and at least 300.
that that'd be expensive actually. Like I remember seeing like 30 pieces is like $1,000 or something. I forgot. Sorry, $500. Uh,
Yeah,
do you
Nerf
know?
ammo?
Yeah, the ammo.
Or
How
the-
much is the ammo?
I don't recall. I haven't seen the Nerf ammo in HMR. It's mostly the gun. But if it's in Toy Kingdom, it should be around more or less 500, as you said.
That's
Yeah.
about right. 500 for like 15 shots.
That's
Yeah.
even worse. But it's reusable.
that's
That's a nice thing about it. But
Yeah, you
yeah,
have to retrieve all your ammo after each battle.
that's such a
exactly.
that's so
You
much
also
work.
get
Reusability.
credit for your ammo, actually. My nephew's gun broke because one of the ammos had the foam scraped, so it doesn't travel through the barrel as fast as it should, which causes it to get stuck inside at times.
Ah, that would suck. So yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, going back to the topic of um, trying other games. What are you guys are interested for 2015, you guys? What's your 2015 plans? I know Mark's because he published it.
Well, I have a couple more that I haven't published yet.
Oh,
I
okay,
actually
feel
want to run past you guys.
sure, sure.
Yeah, the thing is, too bad Toby isn't here. But I have this idea because part of being a member of the B&B, Makati B&B, is you can actually rent the entire place. As
Wow.
in, you pay like I think 1,500 or 2,000. You can rent the entire place for a private event. Now, the private event that I was thinking about, you see, in my opinion, the thing that really constricts the growth of RPGs in this country is the fact that there aren't a lot of game masters. Okay, so I'm
for
thinking of
everyone.
setting up like how to become a GM seminar, so you can, you know, what's to be expected, what are the best practices, what are the, I mean, like for example, we could have resource people like Toby, for example. He can show you how to use sound in his game, in your game. The way that guy uses sound is amazing. You just have to see it to believe it.
Mhm.
But you know, stuff like that, or maybe Jay Anyong, for example, could talk about his, I mean, about having martial arts in your games, you know, stuff like that. Mga how to, basically how to GM, and how, and it's sort of like a forum for GMs to swap, you know, tricks. So that would be like one weekend where we rent out the entire B&B, we just go there and talk.
Pwede. Or yeah,
Live.
we can invite them
The
also
only
to the
DMs
hangout.
skill I can share is guerrilla DMs.
What
Yeah,
do you
and
mean?
that I want to learn that because I really need a lot of things to be perfect for me to really get into the DMing groove.
I've been forced into being DM so many times. I've actually learned to not plan and still run a game that's,
Ayun.
still practically enjoyable. But in
Yun, like,
comparison to epic stories, it doesn't match up quite well. But if people just want to have their RP cravings, I could satisfy that.
Well, that's good. That's
yeah.
good.
I know there's a real art to like horror DMing, and I could do the whole jugger thing, but I'd be curious about how to do Nerf gun gaming, for instance. How to
Yeah.
include it in role playing.
Well, it's just a tool for tag. Think of it as just tag. But yeah, like you guys, Matthew, you have any? Are you planning to run a game in the future and GM?
I usually just GM for my cousins here.
Oh yeah, when you're in
So
Bataan.
basically, I'm the only GM here. So I'm more on. I want to be a player on different game.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
that's that's what I find sad about our players in the provinces. If they're like the only players in the city.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
I find that really sad. Like there's that American guy who's um who's in Iligan, and I think he's like the only hobby gamer in Iligan in Mindanao.
Oh
Oh,
yeah. Was it that John Connor? The guy who
Yeah,
wanted to try virtual tabletop?
yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that was like yeah, that was hard. Was it on yeah, it's creating more GMs means creating also more players because you need players you need them both almost
You
simultaneously,
know,
correct?
it's easier to create players than it is to create GMs. There
People
has
are
to
all
be
intimidated.
there has to be GMs for people to be funneled into. I mean,
Wouldn't
that's my experience anyway.
wouldn't
Uh,
sorry.
my opinion is people are intimidated into being GMs since they have to read a lot more material than players do. And then they have to, think at least one step ahead of the players. So, um, from what I've seen, most players don't have that skill since they're used to being presented a problem and solving it rather than presenting the problems and possible solutions that your players might take.
Ah, where
Well,
that
the paradigm of that thinking kasi is adversarial, but that's actually not how you're supposed to DM. You're
yeah.
actually supposed to work with your players to create a good, thrilling experience. So you're not actually trying to kill them. You're trying
Yeah,
to make them feel that they're going to die, but not going to die.
I've done that successfully several times. I mean, my one of my friends in college, I mean, one group in college wanted me to run D&D for them for the first time. So the situation was this town's being attacked by goblins. So all of them are scattered since they're individuals at the start of the game. They fight the goblins individually, which leads them to die, quote unquote. So they were like, "What? We're dead already?" But then you wake up the following morning. A cleric rescued you as soon as you collapsed, something like that. Or more recently, in my 40k RPG, I actually one-shotted the medic because of a good roll. And I go, wait, you don't die yet. You can burn your fate point. Your comrade takes the hit. He jumps in front of you so that you live and then he dies. Something like that. It's not
Ah,
about killing the players. It's giving them tension.
Yeah, and I agree with that. That's exactly what your job should be.
Yeah, I was gonna talk to you about that. You mentioned that you have the power gamer players which focus more on the treasure and XP rather than the story. And I'm pretty
Hmm.
sure I know who it is. It's DJ, isn't it?
Who?
DJ?
don't mention the name. We recorded.
No, it's not to it's not to ruin him because he was one of my starting players at BNB, and it was kind of hard to introduce the new players into D&D because he was more focused on killing things. So it was just hard for new players to keep up with him since he already knew what he was gonna do before he was gonna do it.
Oh, I have a player who's worse than that. He plays in my home game.
Oh, so either way,
Ah,
it's like you know,
Although
since he
I'm
the
trying to wean the guy off his combat optimization thinking. It's kind of hard, but I'm trying to figure something out.
For me, it kills immersion if you're playing a cleric or somebody who's supposed to be non-combative, and then you're gonna be one of the best combat combat spec players in the game.
Is that
That's
3.5?
my
Is that 3.5?
fifth ed actually.
Fifth.
Like
What?
our friend DJ is playing a cleric, but he's combat spec. So the new players who already know if they hear cleric, it's healer, and then they don't get heals. So it's kind of confusing for them, and it's
Okay.
hard to match the game since for me, if I hear cleric, I have to give more damage so that the cleric would use his healing spells.
Okay, that's
Or
interesting fact.
non-combat situations, clerics should be the ones to have the ability to answer religion-related problems or puzzles, which a combat cleric does not do well.
Ah. Uh. Oh wait. Kim left. So yeah, yeah. Mark, as I agree with Mark, it's like you can be a purely a facilitator as a GM. It's doesn't require you any skill set. You don't have to be
Yeah,
much. You don't have to be much smarter than the players. Or
yeah.
Especially if you're using pre-packaged adventures where all of the heavy lifting is done for you. It's easy, actually.
hmm, it's very easy. It's just yeah. I guess yeah. If I had have the question, if you create enough players, will it create in turn the GMs, or do you have to actively create more GMs along with the players? Do you understand that question? Did I phrase that question correctly?
I think I do. My opinion is if the players don't have a GM, one of them's gonna step up and be the GM naturally. I mean, uh, John from BNB or Rod, I think, is now running his own sessions because I can't make it on Friday, and Mark's schedule is on every other Sunday. So sometimes those players have a craving, within the week, and then somebody just stepped up and became the DM.
Mm, well, that's pretty cool. Uh,
I mean, rules questions aside, I answer it for him, and then I go, you don't actually have to mind that much of the rule. You're the DM. You can basically house rule everything, and none of the players would be none the wiser.
even if they can be
Mhm.
wiser, you are the GM. The
Yeah,
DM.
I mean, it's your call.
Yeah. So yeah, do you think there's a problem with a mismatched player where you have a Munchkin and a bunch of new players?
Yeah, my opinion is if it's a bunch of new players, they should be with a more teamwork oriented veteran. If a veteran would enter their group, otherwise, I prefer if it would be all newbies or all veterans.
Yeah, but I mean,
Oh, you saw the PM of Matthew? Anybody running 5e online?
Not currently.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
when I was
Gino, would you consider having like an open laptop with a virtual with a player dialing in?
Yeah, or originally with my 40K group, we wanted to do that since the two brothers were already in Canada before the other comes with them. But the problem is the scheduling, since it's in Canada. But if it's in the Philippines, I think it would be no problem. If we say it's 7 and somebody has a phone or laptop available, I could probably do that.
So that would require you to would you think it's headphones but laptop mic or How is
Actually, yeah, if it's voice, I would have no problem, especially with narrative RPGs.
Yeah, yeah.
Although I have to roll for the virtual player since we can't see his rolls all the way in his laptop.
Have you seen I'm turning on the app that allows you to do
Oh
rolls.
yeah, oh yeah. For if he joins in via roll 20, he can just roll it, but with the roll 20 command.
Yeah, yeah. And look, I'm using it at the minimalist bandwidth, so it seems to be working fine. Okay,
When
we
I play
on.
players, I always do.
Hey, I
Seriously,
can hear
the
breathing.
the
Who's that?
it's Kim. Can you hear me?
Oh wait, I gotta go. It's already 10,
Oh shit!
and
Yeah.
I normally sleep at 11.
Same here. I got work early. Guys, do you think we could call it a night?
All right.
Yep.
Just organize another hangout sometime. It's been great talking to you people.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm probably not gonna be available next week until January. I'm gonna
yeah.
be in Bacolod, and it's like I don't know. It's like super noisy at my grandparents' house.
You guys mind next year, 2015?
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Kim, will you be able to join us again? Hopefully.
Hmm.
Hello?
You can't hear me.
Yeah, I hear. I can hear you now.
I was gonna say before, I always put on new players. It's a rule I have.
You always abhor new players?
No, I put them. They have to die once before they take it seriously.
Okay. Wow. Anyway, we'll, we'll have that as another topic
Yeah.
next time.
Yeah, let's meet again sometime.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm hearing a lot about Air Makati B&B. I might just visit since it's just nearby me.
Where is that?
It's
You
in
should.
Okay.
Behind New World Hotel, along Arnaiz Street.
Okay.
it's Makati.
Yeah,
Yep.
It's in Makati, Wills. Wills is in
it's
Quezon
right,
City.
Yeah.
right in front of New World, behind, depending on how you perspective.
Ah, that's the new building, right? That's a new condo that's beside Makati Cinema Place.
No.
No, no, no.
It's in an
You know
old
the
building.
Celeste Hotel, I think. It's in the intersection of Makati Ave and Pasay Road.
Ah, you're near
Yeah,
gaming library.
yeah. It's the
It
gaming
is the
library
gaming
Makati branch.
library in Makati. Yeah.
Ah, okay, it's gaming library. Okay, and now I know that. Uh, okay, I'll try visiting one of these days. You guys are there every Friday, and sorry.
I'm normally there Saturday, but not this December.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm there mostly Sunday, but not in the next few weeks because I'm on vacation.
It's
yeah, yeah,
December. Everybody's gonna be on vacation.
Nice.
yeah. It's
Yep.
Philippines. It's like we have only one
Longest
bank
holiday.
till yeah, yeah. Give us a call, dude. I'm
Yeah, it's
yeah. If you guys want to leave some contact numbers, let's just PM it so that it's not public.
yep.
Okay, it's 10 o'clock. Let's
Okay.
sign
Thanks
off.
for hosting. See
Yeah.
you next time.
See you guys next time. One of
Bye.
these days, you guys run one, okay? And I'll join.
Sure.
Sure.
All right, all right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Bye.
Take care.
thank you.
Bye.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Stopping broadcast.